From the basement of Geek Public Radio and the bowels of the internet. That's right, it's Friday night. That means it's the ManCave right here on Geek Public Radio.
I think we're actually on the second floor of the Geek Public Radio.
I guess a basement's wherever you call it now these days.
Yeah. Well, you know, if he wants it to be his basement...
That's what the upstairs is the basement. The downstairs is the second floor.
Topher's second floor of his house identifies as a basement.
Yeah.
So,
the way things are today, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, everybody, let's see if we can hear this.
Oh, yep.
Who would like the first sip?
I brought some newness to. It hasn't clarified very well, but the stuff I have at home is clarified.
I'll wait. Give my opinion.
This is Dragon's Blood.
Now that I can give an opinion on. That's good.
I cannot take the credit for the recipe on that one. That's actually on like one of the wine forums I'm on.
Uh-huh.
The guys everybody will share their recipes because winemaking's pretty cool, and like
if something turns out good, they like to share it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, they want the hobby to stay going and stay vital and blossom and get bigger.
So it's totally opposite of the diamond industry.
Yeah. So it's like, hey, this turned out really good. You know, here's how I did it, and it sounded tasty, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I'm all about, you know, sweet, tasty, you know, wines. I'll give it a try. It turned out really good.
Speaking of giving it a try that one that I just popped.
Peanuts and grapes infused in blueberry wildflower mead.
PB&J.
Batch 14. Columbus, Ohio, huh?
Like I said, I'm waiting to give my opinion.
It's
So I haven't tried any yet. So I want y'all's opinion, because if it's nasty, I will take your word for it and we'll move on.
It's
different.
It is nothing I would pick, but it's not. You know, I'm not looking for anything to, you know, scrub my tongue with. How's that?
Right. Well, I mean, there was a few of the cider, the apple ones that we had. They were like, oh god, we like suffered.
Huh?
Yeah, I tried it.
Yeah.
We suffered through.
Yes.
And it was just like, okay, we just got to get rid of this so we can get better stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that wasn't one of them.
I mean, it kind of tastes like a peanut butter and jelly, but it's like a peanut butter and jelly that's like tart.
A tart peanut butter and jelly?
Yeah, like I said, if
it's dry. It's definitely a dry mead. So they didn't spend a lot of money on honey.
This is more peanut butter and whatever than
I don't know where they're getting peanut butter and jelly at.
Because it's got peanuts and blueberries and grapes.
Yeah, I'm along with Stafford. I'm with Stafford on that one. I couldn't. Like I said, it's not horrible, but it's nothing I would ever pick.
There was one we had that actually tasted like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it wasn't even.
That was the grape one.
Yeah, it was the grape.
Oh.
But it was it literally tasted. We got done. I was like, ooh, like this is. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, and the mead venture is afoot. I've been sourcing places I can get for the Viking's blood, the hyacinth flowers.
Right.
Come to find out, they have organic ones with no pesticides on Amazon.
Nice.
I'm like,
so basically, what you're saying is you can get everything you need for the Viking blood
on Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's probably a lot cheaper than trying to source locally. Which is sad.
The flowers. Well, the flowers, no place locally carries them because that's kind of like a special thing that like mostly people that do teas use them. Yeah. Not a lot of people use them in brewing because it's a flower, you know. Like the hops I could get locally, and I'd probably get them comparatively the same price.
So do you mind giving out like the Viking blood recipe? Like, is that something or?
Oh, I don't. I actually like know it off the top of my head because I haven't like tried it yet. But we are doing this thing. Can I talk about it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, we're starting this thing on Roku.
Mm-hmm. The Roku channel's already up.
Yeah.
If you go to channel.geekpublicradio.com and go to the top of it, it'll walk you through. Right there it says installing the Roku device. The channel on Roku.
I did it myself the other day.
You can do it.
And the it's free, right?
Yeah. And what I'm planning on doing is gathering the stuff to do it, and then like going through and like recording. Actually making the mead, and then a few months later going back and like adding to it.
Now you going off a like a strict written recipe that somebody's already done the first time?
Yeah,
and then you piss with it after that to suit your taste more than likely. More than likely,
because from what I've been reading, the stuff they bought, the commercially made stuff, is fortified. They think it's fortified with brandy.
Electrolytes, because that's what plants crave.
No, but it's delicious. It's 19% alcohol.
Yeah, 19% alcohol.
So they've bumped something up.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they threw some brandy or something in there to kind of bump up the heat.
You're a fine wine.
Oh, brandy, you're a fine mead. I mean, but here, you got to try this.
We're talking about Viking blood and a little bit of dragon's blood. There you go.
Oh, you won't be disappointed in that one.
No, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Okay. We're all like dead silent waiting on.
I was just informed that all somebody can hear is music.
All we can hear is music.
I don't know why they could hear music.
What do you think?
I like it.
It's not too shabby. What do you call it? Dragon's blood.
In fact, Bob Seger's on right now.
Not anymore. Tell him to give him a minute.
Okay.
It was a setting on the server.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was looking at him and I'm like, no, that needs to be turned off. Because every now and then the server likes to jump up and say, hey, we're not connecting like we need to, so we're going to remove you from this thing.
Well, that's not good at all.
Terminator coming to life.
Right? Skynet.
They're thinking for themselves.
So, no, that's what it's called, because I got the recipe off of my winemaking forum.
So can with everybody out there who's now, because this is little segment is going up on the Roku channel as well.
Should we explain the difference between a beer and a mead?
Go ahead, because I had to explain the difference between
wine and mead,
and beer and mead to a bar manager here in town.
Oh yeah, well it's like wine. You use like fruit juices. Like I use different types of sugar too, depending on like what the fruit juice I am using. Because sometimes like the brown sugar with the molasses will give like a little bit better flavor than just plain old cane sugar.
Now that also depends on like the natural sugars in the fruits, right?
Yeah, and depending on like the what kind of fruits it is, you can actually like give the wine some additives.
Now would brown sugar be better with pineapple?
I don't know. That's something to think about. But one of my experiments is like next time I go to the grocery store, I'm picking up enough honey, because I have a pineapple mead recipe. Use pineapple juice and honey.
You're gonna call it SpongeBob
or Bikini Bottom. Bikini Bottom.
They've got extra sweet pineapples on sale now, 2 for $5.
The whole pineapple.
The whole pineapple.
That ain't bad.
If it's the one I had last year, it tastes like they stuck a needle full of sugar in it. I mean, they are sweet.
But it's going to be an experiment, so I'm just going to use one of my little 1 gallon jobbies and I know, okay, well, if 1 gallon turns out good, then I know I need this much for my 5 gallons. And doing a small 1 gallon, from what I'm reading, because the mead thing is all new to me. Mm-hmm. Right? It's this.
If it wasn't for us heathens.
Yeah.
Someone wouldn't have brought it up.
Right? And I'm relatively new to the wine thing, because...
Well, you're getting damn good at it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Chetty kind of helped nudge me, into like the fresh fruit or like frozen fruit wine making. Mm-hmm. My first ever batch of wine was actually, believe it or not, a can of Welch's Concord grape juice, 2 cups of sugar in a gallon jug, and I put some Fleischmann's bread yeast in it and put a punching ball balloon on the top of it for my airlock.
And it worked?
And it worked.
Well, see, that's something like, I have a little 1 gallon jug that needs to be like way cleaned out because it had the brewing incident that etched the glass of the carboy, the 1 gallon
on the
carboy.
Inside?
Yeah.
Just use
But
I used.
I'd like that little 1 gallon, like maybe do something with it.
Yeah.
If you want another 1 gallon, I've got like 5 or 6 of them at the house. You're more than welcome to one.
Because,
And you can, experiment yourself a little bit if you want.
that would be cool.
Okay, so what is the basis of a mead?
Honey. Mead, your basic mead is just honey.
So beer's like hops and barley.
Grains.
And
you cook them, and you add your yeast to them, and then they sit.
Which is where I failed at the keeping a steady temperature and whatnot.
That's why it etched your glass?
No, that because we forgot that we stuck it in a cool, dry plate, and let it sit there for 6 months.
Oh.
Toilet bowl cleaner. That's how I got the funk out of one of the ones that were given the big carboys that was giving me. Just squirt it down in there so it goes down around, drips down the edge. Nope, just let it go and let it sit.
Oh, okay.
And then, because you'll see it fizz in there. Mm-hmm. And then rinse it out real good. And sanitize it. If you're going to brew in it, sanitize it. You can use just some plain old basic, I use Star San or One Step. Mm-hmm. But if in a pinch I don't have any, I just use a couple tablespoons of bleach and some hot water.
I got a question about the mead. Based on honey.
Mm-hmm.
And honey, the taste of honey is a lot of times changes with the reason it comes from because of different plants.
Right.
Yep.
And
So
that will actually change
change the flavor.
Yes.
of the meat.
Yep.
So you get something around here, it's going to be certain, but you go, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like
here,
if you're looking at something, you can actually make a mead from around here as long as the bees keep populating or keep
the same place.
The same places.
Yep.
Then your mead will have a specific Indiana taste.
Yeah, and what they feed off of will also change the taste. Mm-hmm. So if you have bees that are in the middle of a cornfield, they're going to be pollinating sweet corn or field corn or whatever.
Or you get something in an orange grove. Or...
Yep. Like you can actually get on Amazon. I was looking at honeys. They actually have like a orange blossom honey.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's the bees that are down there in all the orange groves.
See, now, a couple years ago, when that's been more than a couple now, working along 40, a guy, it was cool because you don't see it anymore.
Yeah.
But it was honey that they got. They had bees back there and stuff like that, and he had it, just a case out in front of his house, and it was an honor system. You go up there, you grab a jar, you leave your $5 or whatever.
Yep.
And my wife and kids fell in love with that, and I was like, well, that just comes straight from Indiana. But I said, but that shows you the difference between something processed
and unprocessed.
Exactly. And it is a world of difference.
Oh, yeah. My favorite thing to chew on when I was a kid was getting the unprocessed honey when they actually put a piece of the honeycomb down in it.
Yeah.
And breaking off a piece of the honeycomb and
chewing on the wax.
And chewing on the wax and getting the honey. And that was one of my favorite things to eat.
Well, I mean, so going back with the mead wise, you don't have to worry about any sugars because all of that stuff is in the honey. So it's literally like water and
sugar,
honey,
yeast.
Water, honey, and yeast.
Yep.
And then whatever you want to throw in to flavor the.
Yep.
Like peanuts and whatever the hell they put in that thing.
And
this one over here
this actually. Well, it says blueberry honey wine. I don't.
Yeah, because it's like blueberry honey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the bees pollinated
From the blueberry plants. Yeah. Like I said, it's not something I would pick. It's not something that I'd automatically spit and
right.
try to scrub my tongue off.
Yeah.
Not when there's this around.
It's like, I'll just drown myself in this.
But yeah, like with wine, you're basically using fruits.
Mm-hmm.
For the flavorings. Like, this is mixed berry, so it's like blueberry, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries.
Have you got a press?
Yeah.
I'll go back tomorrow and get 2 of them pineapples and bring them out to you, and we'll press them bastards to get the juice.
Is it a French press?
Huh?
Is it a French press?
No, it's actually a cider press. It's a little tabletop jobby. It's a wooden basket, and you crank down on it. Yeah. But I still got that gallon baggie of pineapple juice that I froze from when we cooked out.
When we cooked, yeah.
Yeah, I froze that because I'm like, I can freeze it; it'll stay good.
Right.
I'm not wasting, a gallon of, fruit juice when I know I can make something alcoholic out of it. I'm like,
I'm telling you,
I think we would be upset with you if you wasted something you can make alcoholic.
I'm telling you, what we fixed was good, but if you if you try this pineapple, there's no comparison to it.
Really.
So that's why I'm saying that I'll go buy 2 tomorrow. And
honestly, what I already have, I think, will definitely get us 1, maybe 2 gallons of the pineapple mead.
Ooh.
So that's going to
Gallons?
2 gallons. I'm going to need. I'm going to need.
That guy's eye.
no, I really need it.
No, little Sonny's over there is like, you need that guy's eye? I'll get that guy's eye for 2 gallons of mead. You watch this shit.
I need that guy's arm.
No, seriously. I totally need it.
No, that's going to be my first meat experiment. Mm-hmm. For lack of a better word, meat experiment.
Well, no, not like
or
the
meat
basis.
venture.
No.
Meat venture sounds even better.
Yeah, that's
it's
more official.
It's more, it's more Viking. Rah, meat venture. Rah.
Stay tuned to see if we crash the ship.
Well, no, the idea of like the basic basis of it is really kind of simple.
Yeah,
Water
and mead,
water, honey, and yeast.
Yeah,
and then you add whatever flavoring you think would make it.
Yeah, if you wanted to do like 1 gallon of just plain old mead, you could get just a quart of honey, and please, for the love of God, do not use city water, because the fluoride the chlorine.
Except for here, they turned off the fluoride.
Well, the chlorine will kill your yeast instantly.
Well, that's what it's for.
So what do you use? Just
since I live in the country, I have well water.
You don't have to worry about it.
When I lived in town, there's that artesian spring out there. I used to go get water there in jugs and use that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about using that for the mead because
spring water.
Yeah, well, the spring water has like the minerals and stuff in it that the yeast will like feed off of to make alcohol.
Now, do they still have a spring at the water plant?
I haven't been out there in a long time.
I
think they do.
Yeah, and you.
But I'd almost hit the one out by
years, but I've drank
69
it.
or the one down
basically
by Frankton.
What it is before the city.
The one out by Frankton. I know the guys that own it.
Well, like I said, the one at Frankton is like, literally like they have a little spot in there now.
And and
now we talking about the same one that we tried to pipe it off for a few years there.
I don't know. I think last time I was there, they had like a little like. It was almost like a little hut thing, but it was like something they just set out there.
Well, it's been years ago, but
it was
somewhere between Arestus and Frankton. And at one time, we was riding our bikes, and we'd stop by there because you walk right back to it and get a drink. Mm-hmm. And then a few years ago, I went past it again, and whoever bought the property actually tried to build like a pipe system to take it somewhere, and I don't know what they'd done with it.
No, he put a pipe there, but it's to bring it a little bit farther out so people
didn't have to
go so far back.
I was driving by when I seen it. I didn't get out.
Yeah. No, it's full and free open, and Don, his name's Don Knotts. Okay. He has a construction place, and he just built like a little building out there and places to
I see something over there you got hiding.
who, me?
Yeah.
I'm not hiding nothing.
I can see it plain as day. I was just
Yeah,
waiting
right.
for it.
Right.
But it's like behind my monitor until I slid out and say, move the cat. Like,
Hey, listen, you provided coasters, so guess what? I sat it on the available coaster.
Okay, now here's what some people could see as a stupid question, but I know I'm not the only one.
uh-huh.
Where the hell's yeast come from?
It's naturally occurring.
It's a bacteria, isn't it? Of sorts.
I mean,
I'm serious. It's all naturally occurring.
no, I mean, is there farms for it? Is there just, you go scrape it off a rock? Is it?
it's not a hut. It's a little church.
Is it a little church?
Yeah.
I just remember like a little building thing that was back there.
Yeah. So I mean, and he did all that so people can.
That's my favorite.
That's everybody's favorite. And I just so happened to buy.
Tell it goodbye.
I just so happened to buy some more stuff to make more lemon drops. So.
I'm gonna be
No,
so spoiled when we
neat.
get to Gatlinburg. I'm gonna tell them yours just tastes like shit.
Don't spit it out. Don't do a party foul.
He didn't even get it to his mouth. He's like, nope.
Well, I did. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
No, yeast is like a naturally occurring thing, and a lot of times you can take like some grapes right off the vine, squish them, throw them in the bottle with some sugar, and
Say
put
it's
an
a
airlock
fungus.
on it, huh?
I said it's a fungus.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I
But
thought it was like a
naturally-
bacteria thing. But,
Oh,
you know,
No, I just, I
like,
mean,
no, like that,
it's
honestly,
used
that's
in
what,
baking and it's used in winemaking. I just
Yeah.
never really
What?
worried about where the hell it actually came from.
Yeah, it's actually naturally occurring on most of all your fruits, and you
It's
can,
like it makes good shit. Where's it come from?
right? You mean if I take this nasty stuff that's growing on here and mix it with other stuff, it makes me happy?
right? And
Who is that genius?
Exactly.
I think honestly, I think how it happened was, they probably had some.
Drunken history.
Right?
Street went 12 on that.
I think that the wine started because they would, of course, they'd smash the grapes for the juice, and when it sat, it would get alcoholic. Mm-hmm. Well,
And I'm a fan.
some of your yeast won't produce like a good tasting alcohol. Some of them will just produce vinegar.
I thought that was also if you let even good stuff go too long, it'll produce a vinegar.
No, I've never had anything.
Because I know that was
vinegar.
one of the things that like wines that got too much air or whatever.
Yeah, the air will
will-
turn them into vinegar.
Yeah.
What is it to turn scotch into varnish?
Scotsman. So I just think they were like, okay, well, this tastes really good, and they eventually figured out that they could save part of that
And do it again.
and reproduce it. So like most of your like home winemakers and most of your actually commercial winemakers use the potassium bisulfite or potassium sorbate or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the purpose of the yeast is to break down the sugars in the
Yeah.
to form alcohol.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
actually makes the alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah. So like when I use fruit I've picked or fruit that people have given me,
You don't add as
My-
much.
no, so like my pear wine, right? I was given 4 bushels of pears. So I cut them all up, I put them in a bucket, and I put them in my must bag. Well, then I put them down in the sugar water with that potassium sorbate.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Oh, and we know what you're
I call
talking
them. Yeah, I call them. They're Campton tablets, but they're like a compressed, You throw some of those in there with it, and it'll kill off all of the naturally occurring yeast, so you don't get any funky flavors.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, you want to.
Yeah.
You just want a specific yeast that will
Exactly.
give you a specific flavor.
Now there has been, there have been a few of like your craft wineries that are making yeast like totally natural, not yeast, but wines totally naturally, where they just crush the grapes like old school, pre-World War II. Crush the grapes, put it in a vat, see what they get.
Do they still stomp them with their feet?
I don't think they stomp them with their feet.
Oh.
I remember that episode of I Love Lucy.
Right. But but the thing is it's all hit or miss. And I don't want to waste 5 gallons of alcohol.
Right.
So I'll use the sulfite to kill the natural yeast. Add the yeast I want, because the yeast I use is champagne yeast that's alcohol tolerant to 19%. So as long as it has
and
sugar,
we thank you for that.
yeah, as long as it has sugar, it'll keep making alcohol. Because Brian hit on something. The actual process of making alcohol kills the yeast. Mm-hmm. So like the yeast eats the sugars and like the grains and things, produces alcohol, and then the alcohol in turn starts killing off the yeast.
So you have a potentiality.
Yeah.
That this much yeast will give you this.
So once the alcohol hits a certain level, it's done. It's shutting the yeast off.
Yeah. So like you can limit like how much alcohol content by volume.
So is that what they do with like beers? They just use the yeast that only lets it go up to like 6 to 10%, say?
I don't know.
Of course, they make it in like 2 days, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, yeah. But like with me, unless I'm making an actual traditional hard cider, I just use the champagne yeast because.
What's the difference with the hard cider? What do you use for the hard cider?
I actually use a cider-specific yeast because it'll give you like a lot better flavor with the apples.
Okay.
You don't get the alcohol output,
but it gives a better taste.
That
makes sense.
Hey, I'm learning a lot now.
Hey, we all know where yeast comes from.
yeah, and like I said, I'm just into like my third year of like the winemaking, so
my liver thanks you for that, by the way, because like you're doing a pretty bang up job.
Well, like I said, I actually have to thank Chetty, because I was interested in it, and I sat down with him and talked about it, and he's just like, well, this is what I do, and you can try this, and that's what I did, and then I've got a big notebook. I write down all my stuff in, what I put in it, and.
So how thick is that book like so far? After 3 years of trying new stuff and whatnot, how thick?
Well, that's the thing though, is like, one of the recipe.
Jim sent some. I didn't know what it said.
Something about toe jam and the yeast fungus. But anyway, you were
It doesn't take up much room, and a lot of times, like with the pear, the pear was really good right off the bat. So I'm just like, this turned out really good. I got like 70% alcohol, so I just like repeated it, and I'll just make like a note where like internet was like second batch, same as first, and
Ain't that a song?
Henry VIII.
I'm Henry VIII. I am, but like my mash.
second batch, same around the first.
Yeah, my mash to make a little bit harder stuff, maybe at my house
with stuff on it.
Yeah. Every time I make that, I try something new to make the alcohol potential more.
And then like it'd be like 200 proof.
How the hell do they get Everclear?
They
Rubbing
probably
alcohol.
Just put a label on it. We just changed the bottles.
Now that's just grain alcohol, like corn grain alcohol. They distilled down to almost 100% alcohol.
Yeah, so just
shy of causing you to go blind.
yeah.
Well, no, it
So
doesn't
it's how
have the
many times they
gasoline
distill it
added.
then?
Huh?
No, you can actually use it instead of gasoline.
No, I'm saying like
Yeah, you can.
that's what rubbing alcohol or whatever. Like back in the day, like to stop people during Prohibition from drinking rubbing alcohol, they added gasoline to it, which ended up causing people to go blind and all sorts of stuff, and have like all of these stuff. Just because they were trying to literally say, no, you can't drink this. We'll add stuff that'll kill you to it.
Right. Oh,
So they hurt
one
like,
of our
thousands of people.
one of
Just
our listeners, old Brenner, just started a batch of dandelion wine.
We was talking about that a couple weeks ago, wasn't we?
Yeah, like before I cut down all the dandelions.
Yeah, he's like, dandelion wine is still going crazy.
I know several places we can go harvest that and try to figure out how to make that if you want.
I have
As often as my kids mow the yard, we probably got a field full of them right now.
Well, Sneed had said something rather about making rind wine. I don't know if he's talking about like watermelon rinds or what.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to make some watermelon wine this summer when you can actually buy big ones at a decent price instead of $4 for a personal size watermelon.
Isn't that like a country song?
Yeah, the
Watermelon crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking like we got strawberry wine
Watermelon crawl.
and the watermelon crawl.
well, there was also
White
that
Lightning.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill.
I think Watermelon Crawl was talking about cutting a plug out of a watermelon, adding a bottle of Jack Daniels, and putting the plug back in,
I like
covering it up,
vodka.
and freezing it.
I like vodka. You cut the hole and pour it in vodka.
Yeah,
That to me tastes better than. But I'm not much of a whiskey bourbon guy.
this is Russia.
Apparently, I am more Russian than.
This is Russia.
This is Russia.
I am the machine. If you have not,
If you haven't heard it, look it up.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God,
am the
it is.
machine.
It is worth
It's
every
20 minutes worth of listening right there.
it
The
is
funny part
worth-
is when you watch his stand up, he gets naked during his stand up. Like as he starts, he's like fully clothed, and the next thing you know, his shirt comes off, and he's like, and I don't like, and then like he's standing in his underwear by the end of the show, sitting there talking, like just, and you're not even paying attention to that because you're laughing so hard at the shit that comes out of his mouth.
right.
My first thought was like, hey, I'm available for your corporate events.
Yeah.
No, then they actually had that. They had a song that was like "Old Dogs, Children, Watermelon Wine."
Well, see if they write a song about it, I want to drink it. Just say
There's a lot of
at
stuff.
least once.
There's a lot of stuff that I want to try that they haven't made a song about, but
There's some I have tried they've made songs about that I'm not going to try again.
I'd be mighty pleasing Pappy's corn squeezing.
I'll try that again. It's that
White Lightning.
tequila makes your clothes come off.
Oh, yeah.
Now you can have the tequila.
I can't. I can do like one or two
Says-
shots. That's it of tequila.
1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila,
tequila,
floor.
But
We
and
gotta-
still be functioning and having a good time. But then turn around, my wife is like, "Oh yes, I love tequila." I'm over here like,
Oh, no.
but she's like, "This is good." Like, oh my god, I created a monster.
My wife's like 2 glasses of my wine. She's like, "Woo."
Party.
Right? I'm like, yeah,
Does
my wife's a cheap date. Yes.
Does your wife become a woo girl?
I don't think she becomes a woo girl.
Woo party.
Remember last year, Jim's a memorial thing, or
Birthday.
birthday, the bomb pops
Oh
that he was
God,
making.
yeah.
And Teresa got tore up from the floor up.
Yeah,
on
me
those. Like 6 or 8 of those, and she
There's
was
a
still
video
getting
floating
drunk as we
around.
were driving back to York now.
We didn't have a chance to do the party this year.
Well, there's still time.
Well,
You can just do a party and just say it's a retroactive thing.
Sunday.
next Sunday.
No, there you go.
That's my house, and I got the smoker working, the grill working, and
Well, then there
What
you
do
go.
we need to bring?
whatever the hell you want.
Bill's bringing alcohol.
The bad thing is, my wife has to miss it because she won't get home till about 12:30.
Oh.
And I'm not going to do it Monday. But she knows.
Right.
She's in Florida at Disney World. I mean, it's not.
Oh, well,
it's
that's
not,
totally different.
It's not a horrible trade-off.
Right?
You're
You know,
gonna miss.
don't feel bad for her.
I commend your straight face. I have to say that.
Because my response was like, "You're going to Disney World? Like, screw you. We're going
Yeah.
to have at least some fun."
We're
Yeah,
at
she-
adult
she-
Disney World.
she wasn't mad about it. I mean, she's at school right now. She actually has to
Right.
go start. She'll have class, I think, tomorrow through Thursday.
Summer classes.
With her
Summer,
degree, she had
summer
to do.
not.
I can't remember what they call it, but they actually have
Hey, no Bogarting.
You calm down over Frodo.
Like
sit
37th,
pass, bitch.
37th drink.
But no, they.
Now I know
it's
what to
online
get him for his birthday.
It's an online degree, but they got to meet.
Here's that
Cranberry.
Yeah, but she's in Jacksonville, Florida right now all week. She gets done with that, she'll go to Orlando to a Disney resort in Disney World, and then fly
Cranberry?
out Sunday. So
I'm good.
yeah,
He is in love.
He brought my two favorite things.
I don't know how we're doing the other show tonight.
Spectacularly.
It'll still be fabulous. Just
I'm going to
Oh my
guess you're going to get
goodness.
say, well, let's stay on topic a few times before the night's over.
and just think, I have
Hey, you know what?
5
A whole
gallon of
hour
that.
and we stayed on topic.
We
Right.
have
I got 5 gallon
barely
of that.
drifted.
Yeah.
I've got
We
5
stayed in the
gallon of
lane. We
strawberry.
drifted, but stayed in lane.
5 gallon
The-
of blueberry,
We was driving by Braille.
5 gallon
As
of
soon as you hit
the
them
blush
markers, you
grape.
come back over.
and the blush grape is going to turn out really good, better than the last grape I made. Because
Now, which one are you going to call statutory grape?
oh yeah, I'll call it that one. So we'll call it
I had
statutory grape.
other ideas, but I was told no.
What?
I can't say them on air. 'Cause
Why?
offending parties may be listening.
Well, we're calling. I'm calling the
You
strawberry.
tell me on the break, and then I'll say it.
if the strawberry turns out, it's probably going to be called the pink panty dropper.
Nice,
That one's Dragon's Blood because
Somebody
somebody
named
already
it.
named it.
right?
But I guess I could call the grape the statutory grape.
Mm-hmm.
That would be funny,
Work some car guy in there.
right?
Yeah.
And then,
don't call it that purple passion or whatever the hell it was that they changed the name of statutory grape to. It was an old GM color.
No,
I ain't making this
Chrysler.
up. Or Chrysler, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of Plum
Crazy.
Crazy.
Plum
I have a-
Crazy, that's it.
I have a question. Is there a wine that you can make that actually would come out blue?
I think the blueberry is going to be blue.
You're doing that right now,
Might
ain't
be
you?
blue, bluey, like blue purple, but not like a bright blue, like a sea blue.
They would
Well, I was
almost
just
have
thinking
to
like
turn
a
more
crystal
flavor.
blue persuasion. You know, like
Oh, that would be cool.
sticking with that kind of theme.
I guess we could do.
Blue eyes crying in the rain.
I'm sorry. No, the crystal blue persuasion is like the song that gets stuck in my head like at least 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Tommy James and Shondells.
Mine's that.
You could make it a really high
And
alcohol
Bear's
content.
Private-
Call it on Blue Eyes after Sinatra.
You wanna see something else get stuck in his head?
Barrett's Privateers gets stuck in my head every time he talks.
Crimson and Clover. Da-da-da, that one.
Summer breeze.
Oh God, that was. We listened. Yeah, I've heard that just enough.
That's one of those that does get. And now when I think of the song "Summer Breeze," it's not "Summer Breeze."
The first time me and Jim heard it, we're just sitting there and we're looking at it because it comes up on his radio and we're sitting there and it's like, really? So he's like, he's listening to it, and then that part come up. I was like, Jesus, you got to turn this now. I said I had to listen to it just to hear that, but
What's funny is like I don't hear the "Summer Breeze."
Yeah, you hear-
They, like,
Makes me feel fine. What's
Crematoria.
What's
it's like God dang it.
Oh, that's so good.
You better pass it on down before you get in trouble.
He's fine. He took the other.
Take one down, pass it around. I don't got nothing.
Oh, shit. All right.
They're backed up
I don't
behind
need
you.
a whole lot of
They
that.
multiply.
They're backing up behind you.
The
We need 4. That's it. We need
need
4.
four.
That way everybody has one, and we can rotate.
well, my wife's trying to talk me into making wine, so
Well, there we go. I'll start some. You start some, and then
Because she fell in love with the girl. Well, that, and she really loves the pair both.
Yeah, the
So-
pear's really good.
This is like the downfall of mankind right here.
Why don't you throw that PB&J into rotation just to get rid of it?
Oh God, no.
I'm pretty sure it.
Like an hour in, and all we're doing is just talking, and like literally just
Backing up, sir.
But
Puff, puff, pass.
you know, but that's the thing is like,
The cranberry from last week.
yeah, is like I enjoy making
long walks on the beach.
pina coladas,
In
getting
the
caught
rain.
in the rain. I'm not into health food. I am into champagne.
Not into yoga.
Yeah.
Well, you said you
realize
like
how-
the champagne yeast.
You realize how unrealistic that song is? Because I'm going to tell you what. You know what had happened? I mean, you show up to cheat on or to run off, and she shows up to. Oh well, we're going to just joke and laugh. No, that's not how that works.
It was like you did
Divorce is involved at that point.
I should
Now,
have
unless-
known. I can imagine that being said.
Now, unless
Don't mix them.
unless you and your significant other are trying to spice up your sex life,
It's called role playing.
all right? And that's how you do it. Be like, okay, I want you to look in the paper, and if you see this, right? And that's how they spice it up a little bit.
Okay, but now let's look at how our luck would actually go.
You're like, I want to role play tonight. You're like, okay, I'm a paladin with
Clack,
a
clack, clack, clack.
With a
I rolled a
helmet.
1. Damn it.
with a helm of invincibility, and you're like, paladins can't use that. All right,
She's at home in a sorcerer's robe. You're stuck at the bar with some woman 600 pounds. Because she answered your ad and you thought it was... And you can't complain to her about it.
what was the favorite?
You thought it was me?
Before I get too far into it was the Family Guy episode where they're like role playing in the bedroom, and he's like, "I'm a paladin with a +5 sword and a helm of whatever," and she's like, "Paladins can't use that," and he goes, "All right, I'm a black guy." It's like that was the whole and it cut to something else just randomly. So anytime everybody's like role playing in bed, I think of I'm a paladin.
It's the first time I've seen this warning.
What?
Natural occurring sulfites may exist.
Yep.
No sulfites
Yeah, I've
added.
seen that on a lot of that gluten-free stuff because what we bought at Muncie Liquor said gluten-free on it, but it said it does contain sulfites. Or
Yep.
I don't even know what a sulfite is, but
It's the
tasty.
stuff I was talking about.
it's tasty.
To halt the...
I think I taste a little bit of peanut. I can't tell.
Like as you go
Yeah, I'm not
along,
a
it
fan
starts
of
to
that
like becoming the peanut comes out a little
Yeah,
bit
a
more.
little bit, but
That was probably $12.
Hey, you put a cork
No,
in
actually, I think it was like 9.
Yeah,
that. So...
well, that's $9 you won't spend in the
But
future.
you know, if you
So
want
I
that
know what-
when we
oh,
kill
I-
it, you can take that bottle with you.
if you paid
You want
$9,
the
somebody got fucked.
Wasn't me.
I paid $266 for a backseat full of
Yes.
mead and
A-
gluten-free beer.
Big freaking case.
So is
It was
gluten-free beer any good? I know you've tried
I
it.
haven't tried it yet.
What the hell?
need to-
The Red Bridge, the sorghum beer that Anheuser-Busch puts out.
Yeah.
He didn't like it, but it's not bad. Like it's actually something that I ended up drinking the rest of that 6-pack.
Does it
And-
taste more like a beer, or is it along
What
the
we
Coors
need
Light
to
line?
do is as
No,
we
it-
try
Because
stuff,
some people say they like beer, but all
peel
they
the
drink's
labels
Coors Light,
off
which
and
is
put 'em up there.
tastes like water to me.
Well, we were,
Right, no,
we
it-
were
it
boarding
is-
the bottles, but he threw some of the bottles away. I don't know what's up with that, but
Well, I ran out of room. I just said, you know what? Screw
put
it. I
up
can-
another shelf.
Yeah, I was
I've
gonna say,
got
yeah,
those
get another
two
shelf.
angle things in there that I'm
No,
not
I'm telling
using.
you,
You put
look.
another board up there.
Look, we'll try to peel this label off, right? And then you just put it up on the wall.
There you go.
Slap the
All
label
of
to
the
the
labels can. That just means we have to buy more meat. Are you against that?
No, let's go.
Modern way of malt wallpaper.
There you go.
Right.
We'll have one whole wall of like.
I never
a
liked
map.
this blue anyway.
We'll have a map on one wall, and
We'll spend
have,
$2,000 for labels to save you $20 in wallpaper.
That's
That
not
works
the
for
point,
me.
though. The point of the whole thing
It's
is
the
is
journey.
It's drinking the
It's right.
stuff to
It's-
get the map.
it's the journey to get to the wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's why we're calling this the Mead Venture.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
right.
Like every college had the beer can tree, Christmas tree.
Right?
College, hell, that was my Christmas tree for the first 5 years that I was out of school, and on my own.
Hot glue gun, some cans.
He bought so much stuff at that Muncie Liquor that we were calling, we like to go over to the Herot, but then we started calling the front porch the Here-Rot.
The here,
Yeah, because we had all the stuff.
The very first
Nice.
time that we actually dipped into it. the
Oh
other
my
day,
God.
We drank what would have been like a $300, $400 trip to the Herot.
Yeah, we did.
So it paid for itself in the sense
Right.
that
Yeah.
I spent all of that money,
But you still come out ahead.
Yeah,
By
like-
not going to a bar.
and now we're so far ahead. Like it's like
See, these-
okay, well
These guys like it when I come over.
I love it when you come over.
We had RJ come
You need to
over
come
so I
over
could teach
more
him how to
often.
fight and watched him whip his dad's butt. It was great.
What's funny is like they keep saying, like, "Oh, I whipped his dad's," but like only once during the time, and that was because I'm drunk.
Oh, here come the excuses.
That I got he threw me. I threw him down. He flipped over, and I'm like, I can't go nowhere. I need another beer. That was my only thought. Like
You were
I'm laying
fine.
on the ground, going,
You're piling up.
Yeah, I starting to get a traffic jam down here, and I got moving again.
says the guy who like literally passes on the thing that everybody else.
My God,
Where's
it's
your
gonna be gone before the
adventure?
first hour.
Huh?
Mr. Buck.
I tried it. I didn't like it.
Mr.
Passed it on.
Buckshot.
I took a little sip,
You
like
know
you said,
what?
just to get rid of it.
The buckshot killed it. And Jim's too scared to take one.
What's that?
Is he listening? I hope he is.
He must have been because
He-
he,
'cause
said
he
something about
answered.
toe jam.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
scared.
You got any of that left? That
Must be driving us.
Buckshot?
Yeah.
Recorded.
No.
oh darn.
See, I don't know what it was. I bought one
It's
today.
two
Try it.
for,
It's
two for $1.
Captain Morgan cannonball things they got.
Yeah.
Are those just like shots or
It's like a
don't know.
rum mix thing.
mixed drink thing? Yeah. I bought one. I might buy one next week. Bring it. Try it.
So, my favorite rum, and a lot of people are going to laugh at me, but that is my favorite rum right there.
The
The
voodoo
Baron
shit.
Samedi.
Okay.
The
yeah.
Baron Samedi. Or however you pronounce some people.
I've heard you pronounce it 6 different ways now.
Samedi, Samedi. Samedi, I pronounced that because of the vampire.
Samadai.
I never. Samidi.
Do you want to finish off the cranberry?
Shit, yeah, I do.
You're doing that, and then you're gonna pass it to me. What the hell's wrong?
No, I had cranberry, and
Look
it's
at
the
that.
cranberry
There's-
in my mouth when I.
there's
It was
a-
like that doesn't mix well.
Yeah,
There's
I
another-
can't tilt my head back enough to get the rest of it.
There's an empty for me to wash and refill.
There you go. I'm just trying to provide a service, sir.
Well, that's why I like these bottles.
I think this gets worse the farther I go.
It is. It does.
It
Now
does.
you know.
Now
Now
you-
you know
now
why
you-
it's going right past me.
I'm over here
Right.
going.
And Okay.
It's gonna get passed by me.
you know what's funny is you see this bottle, right? And it says Gayer Frères Maison Fondée in
You're gonna say, watch what you're saying.
1895.
You're gonna offend somebody.
Frere Jacques.
Right?
Frere Jacques.
And
Jean de Plumeray le coup, Jean de
all right,
Plumeray le coup.
and I got this at Aldi. All right, the whole
Have you-
bottle it
have you
had
used any
pink
of the-
lemonade in it.
Have you used any of the
Oh, it wasn't just empty.
24-ounce bottles that I gave you?
No, actually, I was planning on filling if I get the mead done.
Mhm.
I planned on filling those up
Nice.
and giving them back to you.
I'm a fan. I'm not going to complain. 12-ounce or 24-ounce bottles of mead.
But I got
My
the,
refrigerator will go.
This-
We have no room.
this. But the funny thing is like I found one of these bottles
Yes,
on eBay.
It's what I couldn't get my head back
the
enough
saliva and
to
backlight.
get. No.
How much was it?
The people wanted $30 for the bottle.
Oh my God.
I bought this bottle with pink
Stuff in it?
lemonade in it for $1.99, and somebody's selling it on eBay for $30 empty. I'm like,
You know, I had to start selling those bottles
Right?
just to make extra money. Like, I'm going to go here, and then... Hey, but it's that time, guess what? We
Gotta go
spent an
break.
entire hour talking about mead and alcohol and all of that fun stuff, but it is time to step away.
we were playing musical
Talking
alcohol
about it and
bottles.
consuming it.
Right? But it is time. We will step away. We'll come back in the next hour and talk about whatever comes
Jim
to our
brings
mind.
pizza tonight to soak up.
Which
all this
could be
alcohol,
anything
or this is
now.
going to be an interesting show.
We may keep talking about alcohol. You never know.
You never know.
But we'll see you guys after the break.
We'll be back.
Yeah, Jim must have been driving because he sent me a voice text. I couldn't hardly hear him.
I hope he brings pizza tonight to soak up some of this alcohol, because 2 chimichangas ain't going to cover all that.
You're listening to the Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio with your hosts, Pat Brooks and Bill Maddox. You can find out more by checking out the Facebook page, facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave. And now, our hosts, Pat and Bill.
And we're back. And like gypsies, tramps, and thieves, we've been drinking wine and mead.
I'm a fan.
I quit drinking that mead.
That's
one of the few drinks that gets
it?
worse. No,
you-
it's still
Not
sitting
yet.
here waiting for
Not yet.
someone to put it out of
we're-
its misery.
Somebody man up and deal with
It gets worse the more you drink.
it, right?
And that's just...
Oh no! Like, don't let that fool you because I have a lot better mead downstairs. It
Oh,
was
I'm not
just
going to call that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check. It's like that was the mead. Like, hey, I think this is something that we all need to try because I don't want to drink alone.
Personally, I'd seen PB&J and I never bought the bottle. I was like, you're trying to turn out into an alcoholic beverage that just doesn't even sound right.
Oh my gosh. This company, they not know how to like let their stuff like settle and get the...
Maybe that's why it's tasting worse the more you drink.
Right,
Yeah, look at
probably.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know,
On the bottom
yeah.
of it.
All right, my wine hasn't completely settled yet, and it's got less...
I was just about to reach for it, too.
You seen him panic, like, oh no, where are you going?
Like a little kid reaching for a booby.
No, you should take it away.
Yeah, the funny thing is like I basically what I did was walk into the liquor store and say, "Where's your meat section?" And the guy went, "I don't know." It's like, okay,
Then we had to educate him.
like, okay, well, let me look around. So I looked around and I found, and he had a decent meat section.
You probably had to go down to one of them fancy caramel liquor stores to
Well, no, this isn't Ball State. Like, I had an entire, like, a decent little,
section with just meads.
almost $300 worth of meat and like 5 gluten-free beers.
I bet you that place down in any like wine and table.
Hang on, buddy. I got you.
You can just keep it over there.
Yeah.
I think it's
I'm gonna
I
vomit.
think it's called wine and table. That's all they deal in. It's like wines and stuff.
So, like, but when I was like, no, this is your meat. If anybody ever comes in again and says they need looking for meat, it's right. You know, all of this is wine. You have this little square
Is meat.
that's meat, and this little square consists of like 3 or 4 shelves of like 8 bottles each shelf. So, I mean, it's not like a bad selection. Bee Nectar, which is actually, outside of Dragon or
Wolf's
Viking
Head.
Blood and Wolf's Head, is
Wolves.
Head.
Yeah.
I've had a little bit to drink.
It's all right. You were calling it Wolf's Head when we were at the Herat, too. It's actually Wolves.
Wolves.
Wolves Head, because,
As in
Stan owns 2
multiple.
wolves.
Right,
That's
but
what's
the
right.
banner has 1 wolf.
Well, it's just a head.
Yeah, right.
But all wolves have that head,
I don't know if one takes a shot to the face.
except for Cerberus.
Yeah, it has 3.
Yeah.
No, but so I was like, here's the thing, yada yada yada, and he finally got the idea. Like, oh, okay, and I just basically bought every mead they had in the place.
It was great.
It was that.
I walked up and said, "Here, do you have something we can put this in?" And he came with like a case of something else, and that was empty, and we just started loading that up,
Nice.
and then loading my arms and then Jared's arms.
Yeah.
And we went up and went, kunk. And as he's ringing up, his eyes got bigger and bigger as like the bill got bigger and bigger.
Right.
And it like hit 266 and some change. And I was like, and he was like looking at me like, "Do you still want to buy it?" And I said, "Here."
And if I'd have been a little quicker on the trigger, we'd have had some absinthe. If he'd have seen it before he got the bill.
Do you want to try some absinthe?
Do you have some?
Do you want to try some absinthe?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
For $16, this stuff with wormwoods and with a little, not a big bottle, but not
No,
like a
this
small,
is like a
small-ish bottle.
This is a big bottle. The only thing I require is some sugar cubes. It's
We
the only
can get
thing
that.
I'm. It's the
Does
only
that
thing
come
I'm
with
really.
the spoon? Because the one with
Yes,
the
I have
spoon
the spoon.
was
Will powdered
like
sugar work?
$70.
No.
Okay.
Because you pour it over the sugar cubes.
That's
and
what I
let them
still like.
dissolve.
That's
Because
what
I
the
have
thing
2
is.
big bags of sugar in the bedroom right now. One of them's labeled sugar, and the other one's labeled cocaine.
Which will be fun for a house raid.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Which
Next
is
time we
what
get
he was
sw-
actually like the only reason he did it, and I think it's what coffee creamer.
Yeah, next time. No, actually, it's sugar now, but before it was coffee creamer. I was like, we get swatted. This is going to be awesome.
No, because I can bring some next time.
Okay.
What are you bringing?
Absinthe.
Ain't that?
The stuff Jim Bishop was talking about, yeah, it's going to be awesome.
I had some really good.
It's the stuff that like,
Look at the
Picasso-
fear. Look at the fear on his face right now.
Jim Bishop had some crazy ass stories.
Yeah,
of the Mekong whiskey.
Yeah.
I
Watch
will
the
tell you this.
dragons dance on the water.
I will tell you this. In Romania,
I thought Red Light meant bathroom. Did you ever hear that story? Picking on everybody's shoes.
sitting in Romania, in the mountains, we were actually just outside of one of the major cities in the mountains in Transylvania, in Romania, and we're drinking actual absinthe there one night, and oh my god,
I'm not
that
sure.
was either like one of the best nights or the worst nights ever. I have not figured out which. Because everybody had a great time, everybody was partying, but the next morning, oh my god, I was just so tore up. Like, I was just like, and we still had to hike up into the mountains and talk to
Well,
rural,
I'd say if you woke up and your asshole wasn't sore, it was probably a pretty good night.
Right?
And that's where, I mean, that was the trip that I learned that Romanian women, before they turn 37, are like what you see on TV, like, oh, well, oh, hee. And you're like, oh, yeah, hey, hi.
Hey,
You're
how
like-
you doing, huh?
And then, like, after that, they become like the little babushka lady with the mole and the,
The hat and
yeah,
It's like an
straight-
overnight transformation.
Quite literally, it's like, oh, you're good. And like the next day, it's like, how are you doing? You know, it's like, oh, like, did somebody feed you after midnight? Like, what's going
what the
on?
hell? Did you get wet?
How much of that absinthe did I drink?
I heard of beer goggles, but damn.
You know, it's like, oh, like, you know,
Absinthe goggles must be like 100 times worse.
like, you know, you're looking at like, you know, this beautiful redhead. You know,
Great
it's
for
like,
night. Get up before the morning.
Right.
you're looking at this beautiful redhead. You know, like,
I'll be back.
and she's just, you know, it's like one of those, oh my god, this is awesome, you know, experiences, you know, just hanging out and talking to these different people, and then like, you know, like, this is my mom, she's only 20 years older than me, and
Right.
she's like, you know, like the quintessential, like, the babushka lady,
Yeah.
and it's like, and you're only 20, and she's only 20 years older than you.
Wait, she was 20 or the?
Yeah, the girl that we were hanging out with was like 20 years old, and her mom was 20 years older than her.
So her mom was 40,
Right.
and she'd already changed into the babushka lady.
So the 20-year-old and like her, what would be
20-year-old.
quintessential prime breeding age?
She looked like Amy Pond,
Okay.
and then like her mom looked like a babushka. Yeah, that's all I can. Like the little old hunched over with the shawl and the mole right here.
So like Amy Schumer.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of, sort of, if you squint.
But so it was just one of the things that's like, oh my god, it's true. And it took me
Wow.
actually going into the Transylvania hills to realize that some of that stuff is, you know, you know, like, you know, I didn't want to, like, after that, I was like, oh, if that's your mom, like, we can't feed you after midnight.
So what's her grandma look like?
No getting wet, you know, like,
At some point, does it reverse or come
No.
come back halfway or something?
no, it gets worse.
Wow.
They get shorter. It'd be like 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", maybe 6 foot.
And
then
they
like
shrink.
By 40, they're not 5.
5'4", 5'3", you know.
Then they become fun-sized.
Fun
if they were
size.
fun. They'd have to be fun size.
But I had a great time up there. We drank a lot of alcohol that we probably couldn't get. We thought we couldn't get to the States
But could
because
she
the worm
cook?
would. Oh yeah.
So her mom could cook.
Oh yeah. So she could.
Well, you got to make trade-offs sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like, if I bring you home, you'll turn into that, but you can cook food.
you got to make enough memories in the first 20 years
Yeah, to make
to make
yeah.
up for the next 20. Because you're going to die at 60. It doesn't matter.
Well, no, eating the food that they were cooking, I could definitely see like dying by the age of 60. When I'm talking about like Romanian goulash. Oh my god! Fat guy in me was like, "Yay!"
I don't know,
Fat
there's
guy
some-
outside was like, "Yay!"
There's something about goulash that just makes me like,
Oh no, I that's one of the things that like
My kids
to
got
this
to figure
day,
out something
I
to
love goulash.
something basically what they consider American when they're over in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to make it for the family. I think I'm just going to tell Brittany, just make a sugar cream pie.
I want to
yeah,
say hot
or a
dogs.
hot hamburger.
I guess it's hard to actually find ground beef over the way
I was
They
gonna
got
say,
cows walking around.
they do, but
Well, there
they,
you go.
they normally don't make the ground beef like we do here. I guess.
Well, she
Send
know-
them one of those crank things.
Oh, I'm
you
sure
know,
they
like
got
the
crank
grinders.
things and stuff like that. But
Like here, you take a cow, stick it in here.
there's some things
Right.
they can get, and some things they can't when they're over.
Right.
Basic, sugar, flour, all that shit they can get. It's
just
just
overnight ship her some ground beef.
And some Cavenders.
Mhm.
And some Worcestershire sauce.
see, Deanna made tacos.
Yeah,
She just took over a couple packets of the taco seasoning with us when she was there, so they can get ground beef over. She just made tacos for them.
So
here's an
American
American dish.
made Mexican tacos. Yep.
that's what I say.
I brought Taco Bell.
From
Enjoy the shits.
have some Mexican from the United States.
Yeah. Ah, hell, so it don't matter no more.
No, but like I said, I was thinking like Worcestershire sauce, Worcester, however you're supposed to pronounce it. Worcester. My tongue doesn't.
See, I'm not the only one who has a problem with that bathroom door.
Pull down. He's still stuck.
Is he still?
I have no idea.
I'm going to tell him there's a pry bar on top of that other toilet. Hey, that's how I opened it earlier.
Is it really?
Yeah, I couldn't get the dang thing to come open. I stuck the pry bar in there, popped it open. Heather looked at me. I said, pry bar on top of the toilet if you need it. I'm tired of fighting this damn door.
And all because it swells.
He actually is stuck. Hang on.
Push down. Just remember, push down as hard as you can.
Really, it gets stuck up top, gets jammed.
And it's not right there at the end. It's like,
tell you, bud, there's a pry bar on top of the toilet. I fixed it. Oh, did you? Yeah.
you break it?
Door's broke. No, I fixed the door.
Awesome.
It's not attached no more.
What's wrong with it? It sticks up at the top, so I took the bar of soap and rubbed it on the top of the door, now it opens up and down.
Oh, hot damn. I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
He's over here going, yay! I'm tired of waking everybody up. Well, we're trying to get out of the bathroom.
Oh, it don't matter to me. I'm not asleep. I'm sure Heather appreciates it, though.
No, but so like I said, being in the middle of
There's nothing over here for you, Bo.
being in the middle of
Buddy.
Romania and drinking absinthe and having a great time, and looking at all the hot chicks who are going to eventually become babushka ladies,
I think my kids are going to.
In the next, 5 years.
right?
I know they'll be in Germany and they'll spend a week in. Hell, I can't remember. I know they'll be in Austria for probably a day, but they'll actually leave Germany for about different countries around there for about a week.
I'll be honest with you. I would love to go back to Romania. I had so much fun when I was there. It was one of those things, because what we were doing was revolving around looking at modern technology meeting old Eastern Bloc value, whatever. So as people are literally going down the road in cars pulled by horses, whatever, answering cell phones.
So yeah,
So we're looking at here they are old school technology meeting high technology, and that's what we were studying. So we're talking to people about what cools, what new technology do they use, and we actually come across people who were
Creating a breeze.
while they were dealing with
did they get their phones to the Obama program?
no.
No. I got my Obama phone.
But no, while they were literally like plowing fields with horses and like the old school plows.
We actually seen that last week.
They would go home and and work on programming their video game.
Yeah.
So like that's how the dichotomy like oh, I'm coding this game that I have an idea for, dude, you know, as they're working on their computer.
It's Mike.
See, I see how it is now.
Well, no, you went to the bathroom. I forgot to put you back up.
Guy gets up to get rid of some of his iced tea, and they just shut you off.
Iced tea and yeah.
No, that was probably literally iced tea because I've been trying to like cut back on my pop.
Oh, I don't blame you. I completely cut that out in 2010. So I'm like 8 years of no soda.
I couldn't do that. If my doctor told me no caffeine, I'd be like, just kill me now.
I thought that until I had like my 7th panic attack because of caffeine, and I just started dropping everything that had caffeine, like even tea.
No, like
That's not caffeinated.
It's when you look at the doctor, you be like,
Sweet
throw
tea.
in no sex, doc. You get the gun, and I'll pull the trigger.
Right.
I can't do it.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, it's non-caffeinated sweet tea.
Yeah, I still can't.
Yeah,
I
it's
usually
just
just
like
do one caffeinated thing a day now, if that.
see, like caffeine doesn't affect me. Like
I said
right,
that when
right.
I would drink 2 liters a day.
Yeah.
No, seriously, okay, like
It doesn't bother me.
Like
Now that I'm
last-
sitting here going, if I have a sip of anything that has remotely anything that has to do with the possibility of caffeine, then I immediately have an anxiety attack and like I can't
I've
breathe.
seen people trying to get off caffeine, and the fucking headaches are just nuts.
Frankenstein never scared me. Marsupials do.
no, like okay, example. Last night, all right, I have a coffee that I got from Black Rifle Coffee Company. All right,
Is it, what is it called?
the coffee is literally called caffeinated as fuck. Okay, I drank basically 2 cups of that, and 5 minutes later went to bed and slept like a baby.
See, I can't. Like, I ate a piece of chocolate that had coffee in it.
Yeah,
And
well, chocolate has caffeine in it anyway.
Right. I mean, just a little piece.
He can eat
like,
Reese's Cups, though.
Huh?
He can eat Reese's Cups, though.
That's good.
But not very many of them.
Yeah,
I had like
yeah.
1 or 2 Reese cups, and then like that's it.
Yeah,
But I drank this one. All right, this one little thing. The only thing that I ate. And
I
I
had
started
some like
having,
coffee liqueur in it, or
Well, no, it was some coffee, whatever, and I was just like, okay, and I ate it, and I was sitting there like, okay, now I have the weight on my chest. I can't breathe. I'm starting to get, I'm like over here going, God dang it. What was it? And I looked at it. I was like, oh, is it coffee brulee or whatever? And I was
oh
like,
Jesus, dude, I'm sorry.
I got one for you. When I was working at Concentrics, a buddy of mine, his son was working there, and he had this coffee that was called Death Wish.
Yeah,
All right, I don't know if you've ever had it.
not yet.
Try it.
he's like, I spit out your death.
I had one of those 8-ounce coffee cup, little styrofoam coffee cups. Had that, and then they went to one of the truck stops around there or something. They found those like 3X creamers that were like caffeinated creamers or whatever. I forget what they were called.
Yeah,
But I had the 8-ounce little cup of that Death Wish coffee,
liquid death.
and then oh god, you have no idea. And then I had one of those creamers and just a little pinch of sugar, just to sweeten it up. And I tell you what, I drank that little 8-ounce cup or 6-ounce, whatever, the little bitty styrofoam cups.
yeah.
I drank one of those, and then within a minute, the fucking room was spinning.
Nice.
I was like, oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I was like, now I've drank the 3X Joke Cola before, that's never bothered me, but I was like, okay, I need walked out of this house. I need walked out of here. Everything's spinning. I was surprised.
Yeah, I just for some reason that stuff just doesn't bug me like that. Like,
And I hope I would sit down with 2 liters of Mountain Dew for an 8-hour game session.
Mm-hmm.
Like we would sit down to game and like I'd have 2 liters
yeah,
and like just a bunch of like snacks. All right, I'm ready to game. I would drink straight from the 2 liter.
right.
And
I mean, Mountain Dew for the longest time was just gamer fuel, man. It's
Right?
It still is.
like, I mean,
but nowadays,
Now
like
with 30 different versions.
right.
nowadays,
It's
it's
still just regular Mountain Dew. I don't care what that you can. I mean, it's just regular Mountain Dew.
nowadays, I even look at a Mountain Dew and I'm like, okay, you have fun with that, because I can't breathe when I look at
I used to drink maybe 2 or 3 Mountain Dews a year, just for some odd reason it sound good. But if I do that now, I get yelled at. You know what that's got in it? You said you're the one that told me. Well, I didn't know you was going to go religious on me with it.
Oh, BVO? Yeah. Well, I've joined your club.
It makes sense.
It does. It does. But I catch so much shit from Teresa. She's like, "Oh, that's right. You don't drink Mountain Dew anymore because you're BVO and all hippie, right?" I'm like, "Oh, don't start that."
When they don't sell it in most of Europe,
Yeah.
I mean these aren't backward countries that are saying no. You take that stuff out, you can sell it here.
Right.
If you guys really want a Mountain Dew tasting beverage that doesn't have BVO in it, come out to the house.
Are you talking like the Soda Stream?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I mean, I keep trying to get us one here. I will never drink anything that comes out of it because I just can't. But like, it would save us so much money on the amount of beverages that get half drank in this house.
I like my Soda Stream. But yeah, the Mountain Mist or whatever they call it doesn't have any BVO in it.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll still
Mountain Oyster.
I'll still drink the Mountain Dew. I just don't tell Jim about it every once in a while.
No, you don't get yelled at.
Yeah, right. But religious
well, I'm just
is
looking
about
at it this
right.
way. I'm just making the inside of me fire retardant.
Wasn't it Dr. Pepper that's only like one molecule or something like that off from antifreeze?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
It's that
I'm
one
never going to lock up.
It's the one molecule that goes from poisonous to delicious.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
I
oh,
love
you
me
mean
some
like
Dr.
you're
Pepper.
delicious? Awesome.
Oh, we changed it just a little bit. Oh my God, he's dead.
Yeah. Plastic explosives? You mean silly putty?
It's like polypropylene glycol and polyethylene glycol. These are the two.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, man. It's like everything's going to kill you.
Eventually.
Not as quick as women will.
Right.
They'll kill you the quickest.
Way to be that guy.
Hey, man, that sucked all the life out of the room, didn't it?
That's all right.
And fucked.
It happens to the best of us, It's like,
Yeah.
Or the worst of us, depending on how you
listen,
look at it.
Right.
At least yours isn't as bad as mine was.
Well, that's true.
I mean,
You got to keep firearms.
okay.
We had to hide them from him for a while, but
No, I'm talking about you. You got to keep yours.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I called Woody on the way home. I was like, Woody, go to my house and get all my guns.
Right. Because
He's like, okay.
Woody's that guy.
Yeah,
Woody's
you
that
can
guy.
make that call. He won't ask any questions. He'll just react.
All
You're
right,
like, okay.
He's a hell of a guy.
right. That's why I told Woody, I need you to go get all my guns. He's like, okay.
I would have come and done it. Then you would have like, where's the Browning parts for the the belt fed? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And I'd be like, Bill, I got all your Browning parts, buddy. Grandpa's over here cobbling it together. That's all right, right?
Now, see, I could keep that because it wasn't a firearm,
Right.
Oh, so you got the parts for the belt fed,
right?
but nothing else.
And all the parts for the stins.
You could have the parts. You couldn't have the completed weapon.
True. Well, now if you break a weapon down into its constituent parts,
You can still put it together and make it. I mean, he had
Demilled.
like side plates and things that he had to buy in order
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have it complete.
All that
So if
stuff
I
was,
had all of my AR parts,
Bill-
but I handed you the receiver.
yeah.
Then yeah, that's okay.
Like, okay,
Because
here's
those are
my
parts.
receiver.
Because technically on the AR,
Now give me back my receiver.
the receiver is
The weapon.
the firearm.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like when he come over to the house one time. My grandpa was still alive, and Grandpa was at the house. Bill come over, brought his 1919. That's what Grandpa carried in the service.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill's like, "Hey, I got something you might recognize." And he started pulling it out. Well, Bill and Grandpa started laying everything out right. Grandpa's like, this goes here, that goes there, so it just all started coming back to him. And he told me later after Bill left, he's like, I don't remember exactly what the headspace and timing is supposed to be on that, but I bet I can find out. Right?
Like, let me
He's
call
like,
it,
I bet I can get him close.
Yeah, let me call it, buddy, because he's still alive.
Yeah,
at the time he was.
That's one of my projects I want to finish here in the coming months.
What do you think? I'm like getting the Tahoe in battle wagon.
Until you cut a hole in the top of that.
No, until I get a weapon to mount in the hole on top of that.
You can get 2 ARs. We can make a mount that'll hold 2 ARs and drum magazines, and you'll have a mount that.
I don't
you just
know,
need a mount to put the.
I don't know. I was looking at even though they went down in flames.
Still an arrow. You get a drink from the fire hose. Yeah.
Well, until they before they went down in the flames of underage like statutory rape and all the other stuff. Red Jacket
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
did the
where the hell are you leading this to?
I don't know. I was kind of worried myself. Because when they went down, like, wait. For a second, I thought he was going with Blackwater. But now we're at the Z, and
well, no, like you remember what happened to Red Jacket with all that.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
those
they
people fell apart.
before that happened, they did a Gatlin AR.
That was done way before them.
Was it?
Yeah, you
Where
can
they did the rotary, like fucking AR.
bring me an old shotgun news, and I will show you the mount.
Right.
Okay, a lot of that stuff was just things that they're like, well, there's a better way that we can do it. No, it's already exists. It's already out there. It's like somebody talking about, oh, well, we can make a 50 caliber AR. We're just going to make it from scratch. Why? The ferret's out there.
Right.
It's a 50 caliber Barrett. It's just a different upper. It'll still take the same the same magazines. You just have to bend the little clips a little bit.
To
They also have the
50.
50 Beowulf.
Yeah.
You can get that upper, and that'll cycle through the magazines and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So how much does these things cost, and can we film somebody blowing
Model.
stuff up?
Look up Model 1
What
sales.
do you want?
Like
Model 1
any
sales.
of those.
Well,
Like
I want
let's
the 50
build.
cal.
Do you want an
let's
honest to
50
God Barrett? 50 caliber BMG?
Yeah, it would be awesome.
2150. $2,150. You get a single shot.
Yep.
Single shot.
Well,
bolts through the stock.
Okay, now I can afford that.
But if you
I was
look
looking
up
at what I can afford to make cool
that
stuff
building
to build it.
No, that's buying it from
No,
Barrett.
I'm talking about like building.
build
look
No,
up
you can, but for $2,150, you can go buy it.
I don't want a single.
I'm not going to need more than one shot with it.
I'm telling you.
engine block.
Oh, look, they're
Toast.
running to me. They're still a mile away.
No, that'd
Right.
be more like engine
They're
block.
coming right for us.
Seriously, look up Model 1 sales. They
Yeah.
sell all of the different caliber uppers.
Awesome.
And they'll all work with your lower.
Well,
Yeah.
we also know that we can get inexpensive lowers.
As long as,
Right.
as long as it's not a Colt.
Right.
lower.
And
Most
that's
things
what I was
Because
telling
Colt-
him.
because
Was the
Colt
Colt is
apparently is-
The
notoriously...
pins,
the
the takedown pins are bigger.
Yeah.
Like, we want to be the same but different.
Right?
We are the original. You cannot copy us. Okay, we'll make all your shit a little tighter.
Really? What about
We'll
Armo?
do it better and like
Okay,
mass
Colt,
produce
you're the original. Well, haven't you ever heard of a company called Armalite?
Right.
Armalite rifle.
It shoots through schools.
Oh, too soon. We had school shooting today.
Yep.
Too
That's
soon.
how the song goes.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I just want to make you self-conscious.
don't-
I don't
don't-
care.
don't bust
I know
my
you're
ball.
fine. You're fine.
Don't bust my balls about lyrics. I didn't write them.
Right.
Even a child could handle it and do it no harm.
I think my next purchase is going to be one of those AR-10s.
Oh, 308.
Yes, I want one.
Right.
I own 0.
I've also been looking at L1A1s.
Let's concentrate on getting the 1919 together first.
Well, I emailed a couple of guys.
If we can get Eddie off his dead ass, we might be able to make some stand part kits.
Now, what are you talking
I'll
about?
talk about
L1
that
what?
later.
I know, right?
I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
L1 what?
L1A1.
From Battlefield 2.
Huh?
Battlefield 2's L1A1.
No, the British Army used it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They used to call it the right hand of freedom.
Yeah.
That is a pretty good. Are you talking about like
So what
with
happened to
the?
left one?
You use it to reload the right hand of
okay.
freedom.
Are you talking about with like the whole
That's the
carry
left
handle
hand
and
of
everything?
freedom reloading.
It's scratching the balls.
It's reaching the ball.
Are you talking about like doing it with the way that a lot of the original stuff is with the like the carry handle and
Yes.
not with like the scope and
No.
all the other furniture?
No, like it was issued to like a regular old troop as a assault.
I've got a story. You
Click,
might have heard it since we're
carry
talking
it.
about the Barrett.
Yeah.
Los Angeles County.
About them not shipping to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said you're going to have Los Angeles County ship the gun to Barrett to have it redone and safety
Right.
refinished with it. About 3 months later, Los Angeles County calls Barrett up and says, "Where's our gun at?" And they said, "Well, you're going to have to come pick it up."
Yep.
Said, "You guys passed the law. We can't ship to that county now." Well, we're the police. Your law doesn't
Doesn't matter.
specify that.
Right?
Right.
So Los Angeles County had to send somebody
Out
to
to
Barrett
Barrett.
Manufacturing to pick their gun up.
Yep.
That is hilarious.
Hey, you know what? That's the part of
It's fitting.
not making sense when not taking that into consideration when you play stuff like knee-jerk reactionary. Okay, I'm going to do whatever.
Right.
Well, guess what? Now you've made laws that now you can't arm your cops, and now we're going back to the days of let's drive to the local. There's something going on. We need to go to the gun store
The North Hollywood shootout again?
and load up on stuff to actually deal with what's going on because we can't get the other stuff shipped to us.
Right.
Well, it's like they're
because
wanting
of
to
the
give
laws
all
that are
the,
going on.
A lot of the old armored vehicles and stuff.
Yeah.
Surplus to police. And everybody's like, "No, you're trying to turn the police into the military." It's like, have you looked what the hell out the military or the police have to go against some days?
Right.
Well,
Right.
MS-3TK.
It's
what I call them.
it's not everyday use. It's a special use vehicle,
MS-13.
but
Right.
I'd rather have it.
And not need it.
Yeah.
And
You're not
Yeah.
going to have like them out like patrolling in an MRAP.
Right.
They're just not
But,
going to
if somebody...
cruise around town. In
But
an
if
MRAP.
you have
Yeah,
a
damn,
gang...
jaywalker, get down now. It's just
If you have a gang, going in with like fully automatic weapons, which are illegal,
how would you
Right.
get the cat out of
before
the tree
anybody
when-
like jumps out and says, "Oh, they are illegal."
yeah. You mean the fully semi-automatic?
The fully semi-automatic
Semi-automatics.
with 175 round clips,
Yeah.
that shoot 300 rounds a second.
right?
And cost $150.
Right. And you
Like,
can
if
get
that
them
was
at
Where
all
can I
true-
find one of those?
No shit, right?
and if you ask really nicely, you can buy them at any gun show.
Yeah.
Right. Every gun show that I go to, all I see is like
Lines
World
of
War
people.
II, memorabilia and like regular weapons that I can buy at my gun shop.
Right.
Right.
I think I drove past a gun show once and seen a sign up that said "Felons get your shit here."
The
Have
fact
you
that
guys-
all of them have like
That was on
computers
Medallion
and
guns.
phones, like computers and phones, like you turn
What?
around and go, and they still run your print and process your stuff just like any other firearm salesman.
Have you guys watched Louder with Crowder?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. Yeah,
Where he went to the gun show and like kept asking the dealers to use the gun show loophole so he could
They're
buy
like-
a gun.
And they're like,
what?
What?
Yeah,
Well, no, I
Obama
wanna-
was talking about the gun show loophole where I could get a gun and not have to do a background check. They're like, no, if you want to buy a gun, you have to do a background check. Really?
But I keep being told that if I go to a gun show that I don't need one.
Right? I mean, anymore nowadays, even private
God, what is
sales,
wrong with you?
glutton for punishment.
It needs to go away before I can feel accomplished.
Even
For those
nowadays,
who are not looking, I'm still drinking on that PB&J because I'm a
Just
completist.
because there's something wrong with you.
I'm a completist.
oh, look at that.
Does it fit? Sweet.
I thought you were going to use it on this one. As soon as I...
Hell no. Use it on the bigger bottle.
Right? Why refill the small bottle?
Yeah, exactly.
Here, it's in.
You can use that as a tasting cork.
That
You
was
shoot
kinda-
it off and lose it.
That was
Right.
one of those things that I was looking at, like as I unwound it, I was like, "This is actually kind of cool." like, okay, so the stuff isn't good, but, you know, like, everything else, like, with the bottle is pretty good.
I lost my train of thought.
Well, that happens.
It derailed.
Yeah. But no, I don't know.
We don't either.
I totally spaced it because I was dealing with Mother's Drake's PB&J, or Brother's Drake's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brother's
And
Drake's.
the Crema Nut Company?
Yeah, like PB&J. Not
give
my
that
favorite.
I give that a resounding pass.
Yeah, exactly.
So you
Sever-
were saying, like, next week, we're going to grab a different one from the lineup and see what, if as long as we don't have a bad day and decide to drink all the...
If it gets worse than that, you're gonna have meat. I'm not doing meat again. You'll have people.
Oh
ruin
no,
it
we
if you
have
keep
we have
giving
a
them shit
really
like that.
we have a really good one downstairs that's
Okay.
just waiting.
Which one?
The
We have several.
Viking blood.
Oh yeah.
The
I just,
Vikings
like I
blood
said, I
was
just
good.
know if it's another one that's worse than that.
No, I think that's probably the worst.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
So
we
far,
avoided apple pie because no,
We
yeah.
had a
Doesn't
bad
sound right.
experience.
No, it was horrible. We avoided the apple pie, and we took it. We went ahead and got the grape, and then we took a chance on the PB&J, and we'll never do it again.
Right.
Yeah, well, you got to try it to know.
The grape was great. Actually, kind of had a little bit of. He said it tasted a little bit like the PB&J, but I tasted grape. I mean,
To me, it tastes like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. It actually made me
Yeah.
hungry, and I was
That,
like,
by the way, fantastic fix on the door. By the way,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like this thing is never opened so easy.
A little bit of soap.
I'm gonna start coating it every other day now.
it's going to be just giant lathered of soap. That's all that it's going to be. It's just like
Well, you know, it's
So
either
one
that.
inch thick of soap.
It's going to
Yeah.
be either that, or I was going to take the thing off with a chainsaw.
I mean, if you I have a power planter, which just could have been like.
I have one, but I think somebody borrowed it and not given it back.
No. Back to the 1919. I sent a couple of emails out to guys. Both of them, when I was doing research on, having it built.
Mm-hmm.
These two guys kept popping up in every forum that I was reading. And the guy's like, well, the one guy was like, yeah, you can ship it out to us. And
Yeah, we'll do it, or you can do it from home, and this is how you do it.
no, I'm because it.
Those are the guys I look for. Like, we'd love to do it, but if you want to do it from home,
No, I'm seriously wanting these guys to do it because they're gunsmiths. They've done them before, and they have the reputation of getting them done
And done right.
and done correctly. Just because, for me, that 1919 is an investment.
right?
Right? I gave $300 for it. If I put, another $500 into it, it is now worth a lot
It's
more money.
yeah.
Right.
So if I spend just a little bit of money, have it done correctly, and I have the paperwork to show that it was assembled the right way by a gunsmith, if I ever need to sell it,
Dibs.
it is worth a lot. I could probably sell it and buy a couple of Barretts, depending if it's registered, which it might be if I have to ship it out. But
I would keep it if I was you.
Right.
I'm going to keep it just because.
Intersecting fields of fire tower 4.
Well, not only
Speaking of
that.
Tower 4, so how long do we have to wait for Tower 4 to become operational?
I
Or at
honestly,
least whatever your Mobile 42?
I have to figure out what I was going to call myself now.
42.
40, yeah. 42.
You said 42. I mean,
So that's
Yeah.
what we wrote down.
Yeah.
'Cause,
I
we were
Right.
literally just waiting on the finish
the antenna.
the antenna.
I need to get mine up. No,
He's got it done.
Still ain't found nobody to climb up there.
I
have a
haven't
ladder.
found a ladder to climb up there.
We need about a 20 or 30 foot
About a
ladder.
20-foot ladder.
You
Well-
don't pay attention. I can get you the ladder. I just ain't climbing it.
Well, no, that's the point, is finding somebody to climb it, too.
Yeah, I can get you a ladder.
No, if you can get us a ladder, I'll find somebody to climb it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
I
I
don't
need
know,
to
like,
get. I think
ladder
I
we
need
used
to
to get
get
on the
another
garage.
like 4
You think
inches
that'd
of pipe.
What's that?
The ladder we used to get on Dad's garage.
I
You
thought
think
we had
that'd
enough
work?
pipe.
Well,
Probably.
it goes right under the thing.
And I think
Right
I've got
under.
a 20-foot aluminum jobby.
Let's just pull 4 inches up out of the ground.
No, that's
Dad's
without
got
going into the
fiberglass.
ground.
I think it's fiberglass.
I am
He's
Yeah.
that
he's got
far
the little
from
wood bastard we can
actually
bring down
being
that
able to
goes-
mount
Oh,
to the
jeez.
pole.
You remember
and not
that thing?
And not the
I think
antenna.
it reached a 3-story house.
I think we
I
need
don't
to
know
mount
if
to the
it'd be
pole
safe to
and not
climb,
the
though.
antenna.
Well, then
is.
just drop
It
4
is.
inches down to mount
Still?
to the
Oh
pole.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. The guy Dad
No,
bought it off
what I was
of.
saying is like I'm just going
Years
to buy
ago,
another
told him,
10-foot and then cut
long as you
about
keep
that
it
much
stored.
off.
Yeah.
And
That way it takes
don't
a
do
little
nothing
bit.
stupid.
Oh,
It'll
okay,
last
I gotcha.
forever.
No, I'm probably going to
That's something for you to do tomorrow.
keep the 1919 because I'm filling out the paperwork to volunteer for the 4-H outdoor skill stuff, showing them how to tie knots and survivalist stuff, make fires,
Build strip
build
in
shelters.
1919.
No, that's the rifle class,
Oh, okay.
Field strip and AR.
right? That's the rifle class, right? No, and
Speaking
at
of that,
the-
I need the tools to field strip my AR.
what tools?
I don't know. There's something about like to.
No, you don't need it to field strip it. What you need
No,
it for
all
is
you
to
need is
change
a
the
round.
fore end.
Okay.
Yeah, to field strip it, all you need is like a round. You just push the pin out and flip
Yeah.
it up. Pull out the-
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's-
something I need shown because I have an AR that's sitting
Where's it
here
at?
in front of the computer downstairs.
Oh, I thought it was in the bathroom. I was going to grab it real quick.
No, because Heather decided to show everybody like outside on the front porch
Why?
because their parents didn't want to come in the house.
I wouldn't have shown anybody.
That's what I said.
Right.
There's a song for that.
But the last shoot of the year for the kids, the instructors all bring their toys, and I'll let because Woody last year brought his Grand.
Yeah, that's a nice ass.
It's, yeah, it's
Right.
nice. And he was telling me how to get one from CMP.
Yeah, they're getting ready to do 1911s too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm seriously thinking about like getting
Joining the
everything.
CMP?
You have to join it's like a club, like so you could
Right.
like he was telling me you could like join the Grand Collectors Club or whatever, and that qualifies under CMP to go get you one, but you have to have a valid passport.
So I have everything. All I had to do is like the 1911 collector's thing, and I can get one of the new the old 1911s coming up.
Yeah.
You'd have
Or
to
if you-
join a thing like what he's talking about and have a passport.
Well, I
This
have
is all
one.
coming from CMP.
I just need to join.
Then if you
As long as it's not like $500 to join the CMP.
no, there's nothing to join the CMP, but it's like you have to join a club.
I would totally, if I like
So-
a 1911, I would love a 1911.
But so I want to get the 1919 done. That way, on the last day, I'd be like, "There you go, kid." Set it up on a tripod. Be like,
Pop, 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 pop,
sit
pop,
down
pop,
behind it. You get 5 shots. You know,
Guess that's what I can afford.
Pop, pop,
Isn't it like? Is that kind of like Harley Davidson, the Marlboro Man, where it's like so many shots around, like what how much are they spending? I don't know, but they're spending a fortune.
Yeah,
like $1, $1.50, $3. I was talking about what was that, like a 44,
The
40 or
Ruger,
something like
Yeah.
that.
the Ruger, yeah.
But no, I just because it's one of those things that like.
Who are they? I don't know, but they're spending a fortune.
Like kids probably won't ever have a chance to sit behind one and pull the trigger on it.
not
I
until
would-
they get grown and go into the service.
What I would love is one of those.
Oh no,
old,
1919.
Well, no, 1919 now.
what I would love is one of those old
It's
water
it's
cooled,
sun.
Yeah,
They still use them all dues.
like one of those old. I would love one of
Maxims.
those like old water cooled Maxim machine guns.
they're neat, but I mean, for longevity and use, I'd stick with like a 1919 or a model.
Well, I'm just talking about just to have. There's like like here's this barrel with
That's
this
a lot of
water
shit to
tank
carry around to have
it,
shoot
Plus-
somebody with.
And
Plus
if we
my-
run out of water, pee in it.
But then the smell.
Right?
No, on top of that, my daughter's getting ready to become a teenager.
There you go.
Right? And I'm thinking about like setting it up like there in front of the fireplace. No, just have it sitting there on the tripod. You know, full belt of rounds like laid up in the chamber and everything.
Like, you know.
Now,
is that a machine gun?
Are you gonna go?
Yeah.
You gonna go to the hog farm, get some hog balls, and put them in formaldehyde on, and
thought
put
about
different
that,
gues'
too.
names on it, and
a
set it on the
blank one.
shelf. Yeah, and then
An
leave an
empty
empty
blank
one.
one.
Like, so, what are you doing?
Look at Brian. He's sorry he didn't really. He's sorry he forgot. He's like, shit. I should have thought of that.
My kids' mouths run them off anyway.
On that note, we're going to have to step away. It is that time to take a break. We're going to play some songs that probably make a few people mad, but you know what? That's why I chose them. But we'll be back after the break.
What are you playing?
Scotland the Brave.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. It gets better.
No, my kids are too much like me. They,
You're listening to the Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio with your hosts, Pat Brooks and Bill Maddox. You can find out more by checking out the Facebook page, facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave. And now, our hosts, Pat and Bill.
with no Pat.
With no Pat. Plus Brian.
Yep.
And a Sonny.
Who's
Less
way
sunny.
Brian? Who's way better than you know?
Well, Pat likes the Cowboys, which proves he's mentally ill.
Right.
In Alabama.
Yeah. Well, I think he looked up what happens in the state. That's why he's a fan of that.
I mean, I can have sex with all of that and not get in trouble.
Sign me up, Bama!
Alabama! Roll
You-
Tide!
Watch too much NCIS New Orleans.
Roll Tide.
Because that's one of the what's his, the
Yeah.
one characters. He's like, go Burma.
Yeah.
Like, and I could like, you know.
Every time I hear somebody say "Roll Tide," I always think of that like one meme. It's like the two dudes that have like 3 teeth between them. Right. I'm sorry.
If I move there, I'll be the smartest man in the state.
Right. Holy crap! You're going to be mayor. How's that? You got all your teeth.
Now, when I did go down to, it was a little town in, I think it was a little town in Virginia. I think the guy that was mayor, I think he was mayor and sheriff both. But I think it was because he had the biggest car.
Probably.
Probably.
Because this is one of them towns you roll through, you better know somebody that lives there.
Yeah.
Is everybody looking at you?
Hmm?
Everybody looking at you? It's like,
Well, they was all standing on their damn porches to see the two boys, because, well, it was the Rolling Boys I went down there with.
Yeah.
They was standing on a porch to see the new two Rolling Boys, and their friend from Indiana, it's like a fucking foreigner, was coming to town. I think I got dignitary status if I killed somebody. Nice as hell, but I got a headache. You got a Xanax?
diplomatic
Whew.
community.
Where do you take me to?
You stand up and be like, diplomatic community.
I'm from a foreign country. You can't do nothing to me. I'm from Indiana.
It's okay. I'm from Tennessee. That excuses everything.
Friend of mine, his girlfriend come up from Tennessee, and just killed her husband. Just basically hit him in the woodpile. And they started wondering what happened to him, and I guess it finally got to stinking, so they went back there and realized that she
Put him in
she
the
had
wood
killed
pile.
him. First words out of her mouth, well, he started it. I don't know if she got charged or not.
Who knows?
Well, why did you hide him?
Didn't know what else to do with him.
Just saying. Like, why did you hide him?
Who knows? I mean, who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men?
The shadow knows.
That stuff still stings.
Oh no! What do you think? I had like just that much left in the bottom of it. And I poured it out.
I was gonna say I didn't. I hope you didn't
Trash
drink at
can.
it.
Like, and trash can.
goodness.
All of the stuff that turned the bottom black.
Yeah, I wouldn't drink that. That's all the stuff that I try to filter out of my wine.
Now look at the line at the top.
Right.
There's a line at the top, too.
Apparently, it sat there for a minute.
I tell you what.
Well, they all had dust on them.
You know, we were talking about that clay,
Yeah. The bentonite?
the bentonite.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, to like naturally filter out your wines, because getting back on that subject, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I was using something called like Ultra Clear, and then I started looking up the ingredients in it, and had like chatosan or whatever in it. Come to find out, it's based on seafood shells,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, well, the last thing I want is to
Somebody with a seafood allergy?
I give away a bottle of wine, and they're drinking it with their friends, and they're allergic to seafood, and they,
Well,
you know,
Jim's actually allergic to shrimp now.
yeah,
Yeah, he developed that in the last couple of years.
damn, that sucks.
I know the feeling.
So I'm like, okay, well, I need to find
can still eat
something besides that, because what if somebody is like, oh, it's wine, they're not expecting it to have like some sort of like seafood in it, you know?
Yeah.
So I got that bentonite clay, and I'm like, I hope it works. Tell you what, 1 tablespoon and some water, and I stirred it up so it makes up.
I know it worked great for boring.
I poured it in that wine and stirred it real good. 3 hours later, I had about 3/4 of an inch of
Stuff on the bottom.
stuff in the bottom. It's
Now,
like, holy
Do you
crap.
dissolve it all the way?
Yeah.
Hell, we
Yeah.
can get you 80-pound bags for nothing.
Yeah. I don't know if I can use that in wine, though.
I don't either.
See, it might be bentonite, but the stuff they use for winemaking might be approved for human use.
Yeah, food
Food
use-
grade.
Food grade approved.
Yeah, yeah.
Unlike that tanker truck we seen that said not edible and big letters on the back of it last night coming home.
Right. Yeah. Do not consume. Not for human consumption. But yeah, I was pretty amazed. I'm going to have to rack that off again, and
Which one?
the dragon's blood. Because it wasn't clearing. It was done fermenting, and sometimes you can stir it a couple of times to get the
Get it to settle.
carbon dioxide out of it. You degas it,
Yeah.
and I did that 2 or 3 times, and it was still floating around in there. I'm like, So I tried that, and I guess a lot of people call it different things, but it's like you rack it off. It's like I pulled the wine off of the sediment that was there,
Yep.
put it back in the carboy, put that clay in there,
And do it again
and then it settled out, and I'll probably do that one more time.
just to get what little's left.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Twat not. Man bun? You mean twat not?
Oh, Sherry dies laughing every time because I seen something on Facebook that said if a guy's wearing a bun, said call him pretty because bitches like to be called pretty. Yeah. So we'll be walking through a store or something. I was like, look, Sherry, he pretty. She'll like, Dad, and then she'll die laughing too.
It's like, if your boyfriend wears a man bun, you got you a girlfriend.
Yep.
But no, I'm going to do that, and then I'll be able to bottle. And I'll probably take all of that leftover stuff at the bottom, and I'm throwing it all in a gallon jug, because usually if I let that sit for a while, I can get another half a bottle of wine out of.
Really?
Yeah, just letting it sit.
And after that, it just gets thrown out.
Yep. I just put it down in the septic tank, because honestly, the yeast and everything,
Yeah.
it's good for the septic tank.
Yeah.
So I just,
Turns all your poo into alcohol.
I don't know if it does that, but
I don't know.
I'm sure it helps like the digestion of the poo.
There
I don't
you
know if I
go.
want to like open it up and dip down a big straw down there. I think that might be going a little bit too far, but
Hey, you can sell it in Tijuana.
Now, if you planted tomato plants on top of your leach field, would you have alcoholic tomatoes?
Hey.
I don't know if the tomatoes are too acidic.
What wouldn't be... so you plant that on top of that. Because I'm all about, like, alcoholic fruit.
Yeah, if you turn everything in a tank alcoholic, we're talking about planting stuff on top of the leach field because then it'd get alcohol.
Oh, well.
You'd have
yeah.
alcoholic vegetables.
Right.
Yeah, alcoholic vegetables. Vegetables with alcohol, I guess I should have said.
Well, if
No,
all they...
it's a carrot going, hey, you know what I'm talking about.
You're my best friend. I don't know why I ever want to let go of you. I love you, man.
Oh, no.
There's a bunch of rabbits going around, hopping around going, hey.
Look into my veins.
Exactly. It's like, I gotta... What are you growing, Harry Buff?
You
I don't
see
even
that
have to
watermelon there? You don't have to plug that one.
Right.
You don't have to do anything. Just cut them up, put them in a thing, and drink it. They're good.
Well, how'd you do that? And you have people throwing up all over the party.
All they ate was the fruit.
You're
Like,
wasting it.
there wasn't anything in it, just fruit.
There was no liquid in that bowl.
Right. Oh, man. To go back in the day. Well, I guess we don't have to go back in the day to have a Harry Buff.
Had one a
That's
couple
what I
years
would
ago.
like messed up with people. Like I would take the fruit out of a Harry Buff, like drain all the stuff off of it.
If you throw it on the ground, you get the Cocker Spaniel drunk.
No, I'm just saying, like, just create a bowl just of dry fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Just sit next to the thing, and people are like, "Oh, I don't want any of that. I'll just eat the." You know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, "Oh yeah." And they're like, "Why am I drunk? I didn't drink anything."
Yeah,
we-
you ate it.
Wheezed at one, and somebody looks over and says, "Is that dog dead?" I said, "God, I hope not." So we sort of moved it, and it took 2 steps and fell over. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I said,
No,
"Dog
it's
got
drunk.
drunk because he's eating all the fruit people was throwing on the ground."
Oh, Jesus.
And of course, you know, every female there was like, "You guys are just mean." I was like, "How was that mean?" I just said,
I didn't mean
I
to.
figured out your dog's drunk." And then the dog took 2 more steps, fell over, and they started laughing. It's like,
I didn't do
I didn't,
nothing.
I didn't throw the fruit
I
on
didn't
the
get the
ground.
dog drunk.
Oh, God, son of a... It's hell getting old.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, I'll be back. If I can get up out of the chair.
Need a hand up?
It's one of those things I gotta psych myself out. Yeah, get up. And then kind of... Oh, son of a...
Surprised I ain't heard from my kid yet. She's supposed to be. Maybe that thing went longer than what they thought.
Could be.
Because I guess if that community band director, if they give him a certain amount of time to play,
He takes more.
he is not going to cut a minute short. Even if they're ready to start something else, he's playing the allotted time they give him.
You told me this. This is what I played for.
Yep.
I'm not cutting a song.
He's not cutting nothing. But yeah, she needed extra credit in the English class, so
Band.
it's a music teacher in the English. Because they got rid of the guy just a few weeks ago. Instead of hiring a new teacher to end the year, they just moved the music teacher to the English classes.
Yeah,
So I think every kid that's in English right now is getting a free pass.
they better.
They should. Because they actually had kids that was
Even
decent
though,
students was starting to have...
yeah, but even though, like, you know, you're still, like, English is important because I'm tired of somebody asking me a question.
Let me ask you a question.
I'd just
Or-
be happy that people could spell.
LOL.
Who was it?
Use that in the actual conversation.
They say
LOL?
They say kids have problems now because they go to write a report
And they
they'll use texting.
Texting?
Yeah.
Right. I've actually seen that in a book. And I was like, no, I'm done. I actually sent the book back. I was like, done. No. Like, this is ridiculous. Give me my money back.
You know, now if in the book they're texting somebody,
But right, no,
and
but like
and they
literally
say-
in the description of, like, as people are talking, it was like text speak the entire book.
No.
I opened it up, was like, no.
Like I
Done.
said, if it denotes that somebody's texting, that wouldn't bother me. Because, it's, okay, I texted so-and-so, whatever. And if they use text speak, that'd be a whole damn book in text speak, that'd drive me nuts.
Yeah, I'm a well-known grammar Nazi, but that I believe would make my head explode.
Oh, yeah.
I straight up sent book back. I was like, no. And like, well, there's nothing wrong with it. I was like, yeah, other than the fact that
Have
it's
you
written
read it?
retardedly. Like,
How the hell
English,
did
do
you
you
spell check
speak
this
it?
That's a good question. Did they spell check it at all? Who proofread this?
thing? Yeah.
Right, and what publishing company will actually put that out?
Yeah.
Not
Not a self-respecting one.
I turned into Samuel L. Jackson.
Turn these motherfucking...
English, do you speak it?
Oh, crap.
You're
What?
right.
Yeah, that hurt a little bit.
What? Do they speak English in what?
Yeah. Say what again?
Did somebody actually bring another bill up making English the official language?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I thought I heard something about it this week.
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of an unspoken thing where, English is the official language, but I've heard people say that, America will never have an official language because we're the melting pot.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that,
And given the-
every other country on the planet.
Every other country on the planet is not America. So,
Other than, like,
but
they're
you know what?
forcing
In the
that.
same token,
Here's my
I
point.
do not want to have to press one for or for English or specify from Spanish. I think it should just be an unspoken thing.
Well,
Right.
here's the big thing with me. It's not so bad now, but when they were still building 69, you're driving down there and there's signs every mile and 5 miles before you get to the construction. Trucks use left lane. Well, most of the time they're not allowed to because you actually can't put a big truck in the passing lane,
Right.
Unless they're passing, if it's more than 2 lanes. And then you see these trucks that are just staying in the right lane, and you watch them roll by 2 of them signs, and you get up there and you look, and you see who's driving. It's like, how the hell can you drive a CDL required vehicle if you can't read the language?
Because it's in their native language.
Yeah, I know. That's so.
Yeah.
You're going to kill somebody in a construction zone because you can't read the language,
Yeah.
but it's
We
okay to give you a
Same-
license.
Same page, buddy. We're on the same page.
And we know somebody who got hit twice by somebody who just went back to their home country to avoid, prosecution for
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we listened to Carlos Mencia, who you don't hear anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there's other reasons for that.
Yeah.
well, I know that, but he was talking about his brother who became an American citizen, and he said, "How the hell did you pass a test? Because I took it in Spanish." Huh? I thought becoming an American citizen was learning the language.
It is
he
in every,
did speak it.
including Canada, which if you go to become a citizen in Quebec, you have to learn French.
Before you go to Canada, you got to have a job or prove you got enough money to live off.
Which
of.
is why all these
Right.
celebrities didn't bail.
And in Quebec, you have to learn French.
We have to
you
learn
have to be
something?
bilingual in Quebec. French is the official language.
Oh yeah.
And you have to have somebody sponsor you.
I literally had a job, but because I didn't make all of the other criteria, I couldn't go up there to work.
Nice.
The other thing that baffles me, it happened a couple weeks ago, was had all these refugees show up at the Mexican-U.S. border. Had to come all the way through Mexico.
Nobody stopped them along the way either, did they?
Why didn't they ask Mexico for asylum if they're...
Well, what do you think?
Because it's Mexico.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how about this? We're just
Hell, I
going to make
think they loaded them on buses and
California.
drove them through the country.
Probably.
We're going to make California the throughway. And what you're going to do is that California,
That's just where they're trying to get anyway.
Washington, Oregon, all that stuff, just one bite and take them right to Canada.
Yeah.
They do this California split, and we're just going to wall off the rest of the country from California.
Right?
South California.
I guess he actually threatened to... Because California, they got enough of them out there. I guess they're trying to declare themselves a sanctuary state.
Yeah.
And Trump said, you ain't getting no federal money then.
Right.
Of course, they'll sue to get the federal money. But
How? If you're not following federal law,
Yeah, if you're not following the laws of
the thing
federal
is,
thing, how
there's
can
all
you
kinds
sue
of people
for
standing up in
federal
California saying, hey, we don't agree with this shit.
then you better move your ass out of California.
yeah.
money? Right?
Because you see the state of your state.
You better get somebody else elected.
It's
or
time
move.
for you to bail.
Yeah, or you move in enough people in those areas to counterbalance crazy.
Mm-hmm.
because everything that I have a problem with comes from a law that came out of California. The fact that I cannot put gas in my lawnmower without spilling half of it on the ground because they had to re-engineer things to stop spills.
Yeah. I spill more with those damn safety caps than I do with
Right? And it's
I
like,
ever did with the old style.
and it's like, because California had a problem with it.
Well, it's because they're
Do you
full
want
of
me to come
retards.
over and help you with that?
No, I think I have an old school one
No,
in the
no,
back
no.
of my Tahoe. All I have to do
bought-
is just put a new one on it.
No. I bought, right, because they vent through the new nozzles, right?
Right, the one that I have, like, you have to actually turn and pull up before you can actually pour.
Oh,
It's weird.
That's
I'm
what
just
it
going
is
to go
now.
grab
You-
an
They
old.
actually have the nozzles have a lip.
Yeah,
on
they've
it
changed
now,
them again,
where you
Bill.
got to push down on it. If not, you can hold that thing up; it won't spill. You actually have to push.
yeah.
Which is
No,
But
it
I
won't spill, but it'll leak outside to everything else.
Yeah, it'll leak out of the
All
actual
around the
nozzle
lid, yeah.
ring.
Yeah.
Before
But no,
it'll
I-
actually come out of the thing.
I got on eBay and ordered a bunch of the old school vents. They're
Nice.
replacement vents. You drill you like a little 1/2-inch hole in the back,
Screw 'em in.
Snap
put
it
the
in
vent
there.
cap in the back, and when you tilt it and like push it down, flip up that vent cap, choo, fills up great.
Like I
So I had
said,
the same problem. I was just like, oh,
And
son
everything
of
It's
a-
not the nozzle; it's non-venting.
and everything
That's the
I
problem.
see,
yeah, it vents, but it vents just dribbles.
Yeah,
and everything I see says, this product is known to cause cancer in California.
California.
Like, well, I'm not using it in California, so it's not going to cause me cancer
Right?
that's like. Have you,
because I
ever,
just think California causes cancer.
have you ever looked at a packet of Sweet and Low?
Uh-uh.
It actually has that warning on there about cause product has been known to cause cancer. I was a little kid. I'll remember this. I looked at my dad. I said, he's like, yeah. He said that's just because they fed a lab rat 5 pounds a day for 10 years,
Right.
For 2 years straight. He said
Right.
I got cancer, so it had to have been the Sweet and Low.
Right, it couldn't have been the fact that they were in California. I think that California causes cancer.
That's why I'm glad I don't live in California, so
And
I can
period
smoke all I
book
want.
I've
Out in California.
Yeah. The People's Republic of California.
I used to work with.
Do
a
I have
guy
that
who was
song?
stationed out there,
California.
and he said
Hoorah.
he loved Northern California. He said
yeah.
it's an entirely different state,
Yeah. It's like South Oregon.
South Oregon. But
No, I went to California once. I have no desire to go back.
But it's funny how didn't George? I don't know. It's just I can't figure out. There is no logic with politics anymore.
Nope.
And there's no compromise, no logic, no
No talking about it. It's either
my way or you're a racist,
left
or my way
or
or
right.
you're a bigot, or you're just totally wrong. There's no in betweens.
Yep. Nobody wants the middle ground anymore. There's no compromise.
You don't get votes with the middle ground.
right. What
You don't get the money from the middle ground.
what really ticks me off is, you always see, the Democrats they dealt a blow to the Republicans, this and that and the other bill, or the Republicans, they shot down, the Democrats, blah blah blah. It's like, well, it really shouldn't be about Republican. It really shouldn't be about Democrat. It should be, I work for the American people.
Right.
What did I do today to benefit, to make the American people, make America go forward from this point and make it better?
Not even saying like what can I do to make America great? No, this is what can I do to get things to make easier for everybody outside.
Right. It's like, what did I do to make, the country that, everybody looks up to, and, it's like, oh, that place is great,
Yeah, my biggest trickle down economics. It don't work. In theory, it's fine, but it's proven over the last few years that the rate of the C pay going up
Yeah.
compared to the people, the actual workers,
Yeah.
the money's staying up top.
Actually, what's funny about that, like when it started, yes, However, nowadays, because they realize the amount of people, the stupid people that they've been hiring,
Yeah.
you're seeing the exact opposite.
They're starting to pay more.
They're paying more to keep the good people.
They need to, but it's still nowhere close.
And no, but the thing is
I'm not saying everybody deserves $100 an hour by no means.
But when you're talking about, like, for every million businesses out there, you're talking about one business that does whatever, because they're the top of the top of the toppity top, and you're not going to work for them anyway.
Yeah.
So, like, every other business is actually increasing wages and doing all the other stuff that everybody talks about. Like, well, just because, like,
if you want to keep your business alive, you
like
got to.
the 1% of the 1%. Like, oh, well, Dow Corning, well, they're a Fortune 500 company. How many people are Fortune 500 companies?
500.
Out of the 5 million companies that are on, I'm talking about statistics. Out of 5 million companies that are there, 500 of them are Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody else is paying fair wages and doing all the other stuff because they have the extra money now, because of the tax breaks, because of all the other stuff that came along.
But I've also seen the same. Well, those companies eventually shut their doors because they start out and all the employees are getting $500 Christmas bonus, and they get a ham and a turkey and a big party, and then they come in the next year and they get a ham and the turkey, and they come in the next year and they get, well, thanks for working for us.
Right.
And
Christmas card.
In those 2 years, they've got a new boat, and they're both driving Cadillacs, and they've got the new lake house, and they've got the house in Florida.
Yeah.
See, what's the funny thing about that is a lot of people who are like, well, you need this, like, quite seriously, my wife is the only one that makes money, and she makes about median what you would make, what they say you need to make per person in order to have what we have.
Huh?
Yeah. So, we're like, you need, like, for 2 people to live and have a decent life and yada, 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 both of them need to make $15 an hour and yada, yada, yada. It's like, well, my wife makes a little more than that, but I didn't make nothing. But yet, because of my heart condition. And we have a really nice house in a nice section of town. I have a radio station. We do all this other stuff and yada, yada, yada. And we're not going, I don't know where our next meal is coming from. If I cut the radio station out, like, we would be able to have brand new cars and the whole 9 yards. But this whole idea of saying, well, you need this and you need this and you need all this money to live. It's like, you know what? If I had the same hour job that she did, we would be able to live in the great part of town and afford all of the other stuff that and of $200,000 house and all this other stuff because But now we're sitting in a 2,700 square foot house with a studio.
And see, we cut back on a lot of stuff when I got sick. It's like, okay, well, what's the first thing we don't need? Well, we can quit paying $120 a month for television.
Right.
It's like, but now that, all my stuff's approved and I'm starting to get ready to get like my retirement and stuff, it's like, well, okay, well, let's.
What can we splurge on?
Yeah, so we're going to splurge on better internet, and we got the Fire Stick, the Roku, Amazon Prime, Netflix.
Right. If it wasn't for the fact that I get a discount on the internet speed for having cable, like the TV,
yeah,
we wouldn't have TV.
Right.
But it's cheaper for me than paying the overages for streaming, because if I stream too much, then they start dinging me like $10 per 50 gigs that I go over. And it's like,
but
like
having the TV, they don't ding you.
Right.
Nice.
So it's like, oh, you mean I can, like, half of the stuff was the radio station.
Right.
I was like, you mean, so I go from 300 gigs a month in streaming and just literally dealing with the radio station to over a terabyte because I am watching TV, like Sling TV or whatever, on 2 TVs throughout the house. And that's my total TV usage. Mm-hmm. Now I'm in the neighborhood of like almost a terabyte and a half. Well, every 50 gigs over the terabyte, I get dinged $10.
Oh, wow.
And you figure up, a terabyte is 1,000 gigs. For every 50 gigs, I get dinged $10.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm just trying to.
Right, and it's like so I can get like top tier stuff and pay $140 a month and have unlimited, and I don't have to worry about this stuff.
Right.
All right, well let's do that then because it's cheaper.
Oh.
So
Ouch.
Do you have a Ziploc baggie of ice? My ice melted at the school. I tried to eat a cookie, and I couldn't eat a cookie, and I cried because I had to eat the cookie, and I had to give it to Derek.
Right now,
Okay.
I'm searching for a internet service provider where I live.
Yeah, my baby.
Concerto.
Yeah, that's where they's all at tonight.
Concerto. Alan Irwin. What does he sound familiar?
He's been in town forever.
Dark-headed glasses.
He's ran the community band since it pretty much started.
Oh, okay. I know who it is now.
I figured you would as soon as I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the one that came up with the idea to.
I think so. Way back when my stepdad was alive.
Yeah. Yep.
That's way back when. Yeah, it actually says the very first.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, I knew he was around from the beginning of it. They do so many concerts. Usually it's around holiday weekends, I think. So they probably did it this weekend instead of Memorial Day because nobody really goes to this weekend.
That's awesome.
What'd you do? Get 2 or 3 of them?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And it being the community band, they can do like, America.
Whatever they want,
Yeah.
really. But, yep, that's where she was at. It ran longer than I thought. I don't think we'll see Pat tonight.
No.
She just left straight from it. But, no, wisdom teeth coming in. Her sister had problems with it, too, so.
That's not,
Get her dentist.
yeah. Man, see, I never had any of those types of problems with, like, my teeth or anything. And I'm very thankful. She needs her some Oragel and a dentist.
Mm-hmm. I had to have mine cut out.
Yeah.
Yep. Give me laughing gas. I felt good. Then I woke up and I didn't feel good.
Right.
When it finally wore off,
I like when they...
I had to go in and crack mine and get them out. Come out in pieces.
Really?
I had 2 of them growing straight forward. Yeah. Not up, straight forward.
That's not good.
No.
No, I like how your face feels. I think it's really weird how, like, I had a tooth extracted over here.
Yeah.
On the right side of my face. It's like they numbed it,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like numb from like the middle of my chin
Over. Yeah.
and like the other half of my face was not numb. It's like, how in the world does that
How do
happen?
you do this?
Right, and it's like I'm trying to drink, and it's like I'm drinking through the left
It's
side
all
of my
falling
mouth.
out the right side.
Right. How in the hell? What?
If I do this, can I talk?
Yeah, I can grab the one side and be like, I want a cheeseburger.
Not sure I'm going to eat it, but
Tear it up into little pieces and just throw it in the back of your mouth.
yeah, no kidding.
Swallow. Like it's a
like
big pill.
Yeah. Peace, take a drink. Peace, take a drink.
Right. I know it has something to do with like how the nerves run in your head. It has
Yeah,
to.
they know exactly how much to give you to just
Right.
stay in that.
And the nerves for one side of your head probably comes in from one part of your body, and the other nerves come from another part. I personally don't know. It's like,
Well, it's called localized for a reason.
yeah. And
Well, they do it. They can do it with your. It's like you get stitches in your hand.
yeah,
They don't. Your whole hand won't be numb. Not necessarily.
Yeah. I think the last time I had something wrong with my hand, I used like those butterfly sutures.
I've probably done that a couple times. I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Well,
we're guys,
I split between my ring and pinky finger.
Yeah.
It was bad enough. I fell on a glass bottle. So it was bad enough we went and they put stitches in it and they said 7 to 10 days or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's day 8 and I was like, snip, 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 pull them all out. The next day I go to work and they pops back open. Son of a bitch. So, man, we'll just butterfly it back.
I forget like what stitches I had. They're like, well, you can come into the office and have them pulled. I'm like all the way to Indy. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, my wife's a vet tech. They're like, okay, well, here. They give me like the little kit to remove them.
Yeah.
They're like, here, this is all sterile. And she can pull them out, no problem. I'm like, okay, guess what, dear? You're pulling out my stitches.
Your turn.
Deanna called to find out when she gets her stitches out of her hand.
Yeah.
Because when she blacked out that one time, she had a glass in her hand, actual glass.
Yeah.
And it cut her hand, so she calls them up and says, hey, when am I supposed to come back in and get these stitches? They started looking. He's like, well, you didn't get stitches according to us. And she's like, well, I'm looking at them right now. Well, it should be on your discharge papers then. She goes, no, it's nothing on the discharge papers. And that lady sort of laughed and said, well, you got free stitches then.
Like, awesome.
Sweet.
She called me up that day. She's like, I just saved you some money. First she said, I had to call her back. She said, I tried calling you Mom both. So I said, to see if you'd answer the phone if I was dead, and you both failed. I was like, well, if you was dead, you couldn't call me.
Right?
So I didn't really fail.
Somebody would have left a message.
Right.
But, yeah, hospital actually, you walked out of there and get charged for something.
That's amazing.
That's
sure.
a first.
I'm sure the rest of the stuff I'll be paying for because she's had that
Considering-
monitor on.
Considering, forget who I was talking to, was a lady. They charged her for giving her a test to see if she was pregnant.
Mhm.
And she's like, well, why are you charging me for this? They're like, well, it's standard. We do it for every woman, make sure they're not pregnant before we, give them certain anesthesias and things like that. She's like, you have access to my records? They're like, yeah. Like, so you can look and see that I've had a hysterectomy?
Yeah, no possible way.
So I'm
They're
not
like,
pregnant.
so she's like, so you charge me for
Something that
a test
that
that
can't
there's
possibly.
no possible way for me to be. She's like, I think you guys need to like correct that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I would have asked for it corrected too. I'm like,
Right?
It's
Like, so what you're saying is you gave me a pregnancy test to make sure that I wasn't pregnant before I'm a man.
Yeah.
right.
Well, I worked with a guy. He got tired of dealing with the hospital so much because they just kept sending him bill after bill after bill. He's like, he finally called him up and said, look, send me an itemized bill.
Yep.
And he started going through it, and it's like double charge, double charge, double charge, double charge.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he said by the time he got done with it, I can't remember how much money it knocked off of it, but
Probably half of the bill.
yeah, it was close to half. He said that it's
Yeah. It's like, I could see like them giving a pregnancy test to a man. Like, why did you test me to see if I was pregnant? I'm a male.
It's standard operating procedure.
how do you even perform that test? Because I think you're getting ready to get sued because I think I was violated.
I don't remember you doing that, but I'm pretty sure that I feel violated.
You bastards roofied me.
Just saying that I'm not sure that this is.
You know that's illegal.
Right.
They got laws against that shit.
Well, it's the hospital. I think they can they'll justify it somehow, and then charge you for it.
Yeah.
That was done as a bulk session, so it still happened, so you still have to pay.
Yeah.
No.
But you get a nurse in there who does the legal thing and the cop arrests her.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Right?
They wanted to come in there and...
It was another cop.
No, it wasn't another cop. There was a guy, and if something about they wanted to draw blood for an alcohol test or something like that, and that nurse said that we can't do that because
Well,
there's no one to give consent or something. I can't remember what it
Right,
was.
he can't consent to it because he's unconscious.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, no, we got to do this. And she's like, no. And then
But
she got
what they
arrested.
don't tell you is that he was, he had a DOT license. I think in that state, it's a like implied consent if you have a DOT physical and you're involved in an accident in your DOT truck.
I know you're usually tested, but I'm not sure how far they can go if you're unconscious. But
Yeah.
there's also the Good Samaritan law, to where if someone's choking to death, they keep telling you no, no, no. As soon as they pass out, you can give them the Heimlich, make them breathe again,
Right?
because
It's implied consent.
it's implied consent because they passed out.
We're done?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
We're consenting to leave.
It is implied consent because it is that time.
That's that time.
Yep. So you all have a nice night. Have a nice
Yeah.
weekend.
Thanks for listening to us. Thanks for me basically listening to me ramble on about alcohol. Listen to us
Consume alcohol.
consume alcohol.
Hey, you know what? That's half the fun of Friday nights.
Well, and like I said,
Talk about alcohol and drink it,
We got to test what we're talking about.
right? And I can say that everything I've tested outside of that PB&J,
That was horrible. Never tried it.
well, and like I said, we're trying to do the Roku thing, and I'm hoping here soon, as soon as I get some stuff bottled and I have an empty vessel to put fermenting liquids in.
I have a 1 gallon thing that we can do the very first episode of, just to fill the 1 gallon carboy.
Well, I mean, I've got enough to do 5 gallons of cranberry.
I know,
So-
but no, I'm talking about this outside
You want to
of
do
what
the mead, right?
I'm wanting to do 1 gallon of whatever, so we can get the very first video up.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't take anything. We could do. I tell you what, we've got
So I'm
one.
coming over on Monday.
I don't know if a Monday would be good. We'll figure it out. We'll get it done this week, but we'll probably do 2 gallons because we'll probably do a gallon of just straight mead,
Okay,
water, honey, and
Sugar.
sugar.
No, yeast.
Yeast. Yep.
because
Because you don't need sugar because of the hunt.
yeah, because I'll have to use only half the packet for 1 gallon.
So
of,
yeah, make
of
2.
yeast. So then the other one will probably use honey and the pineapple juice
Oh,
Ooh,
and
my interest is piqued. But
So-
we'll be back next week.
with new
Same
adventures.
back time. Same back time.
cave time, save cave channel.
See ya.
Bye.